My bad. My bad. Yeah, y'all. What's up? Man, I'm off that white cognac, so white cognac. He said, "Give me the cognac with a cola back." You feel me? But nah, I was checking these videos out about the FBAs, moving away from the Democratic Party, and I did time in prison. So like when I got out of prison, I was on parole, on high control parole for like 5 years. So I never was able to vote anyway, so I never follow the Democrats or the Republicans. But this was real interesting to hear. And I said, I know the people here gonna fill me in on a lot of shit that I don't know. 'Cause when I say I was sleep under a rock, bro, I do not be playing. Like, I was sleep under a rock. You feel me? I was in the psychedelic community and just diving in, and it's a lot of stuff I wasn't seeing. So as I dive deeper into this stuff, it's like going, dang, it's like I was missing all this. It's like all this shit is new to me, like, but it's dope. It's so dope that I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop watching it. I'm kind of stuck. But what's up with it? He said, oh we get that sometimes. We get that sometimes, but no, what it is my son just started to download a game. So I think it's going to hopefully it don't mess up my stream or slow down my stream because I kind of fixed it. I kind of made it to where the internet goes straight to here. But yeah, all in all though, I want to get into these videos so I can learn more. And I'm gonna say it again. This is what I said before: is the fact that most of the people that be here know more than me. This is the thing that I love, right? About us, like us as a people. We know a lot, right? We know a lot. We just usually listen to other people tell us what we already know a lot of times. And we listen to people that are that have like a status quo. And really, to me, the people y'all that's out there, y'all know more than the motherfuckers that be usually talking. So, I'm just saying, shout out to everybody that be in the chat because everybody be in the chat. We like when we come together, we kind of know everything. That's what I be feeling like at times. So shout out to y'all and thanks for just following along as I'm starting this journey and seeing this journey and it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. So we about to get into it and chat it up, and and we're gonna be posting the chat as we go, as we usually do. But thank you. Make sure you hit that like button while you're here, and sub up if you ain't subbed up.
Here are the 5 reasons why I'm no longer a Democrat. I had to write it down to remember all of the reasons why. So, first of all, when I was in high school, I didn't know that it was the Democrats who founded the Klan. I did not know that. I did not know that it was the Democrats who voted against the
Okay, see, I knew it was the reason I never voted. I'll start this all over. Did she just say that? Am I tripping? I told you they always been
remember all
against
of the
us.
reasons why. So, first
And it didn't take a rocket scientist to really see that one. But I'm just saying, golly, did she just say that?
First of all, when I was in high school, I didn't know that it was the Democrats who founded the Klan. I did not know that. I did not know that it was the Democrats who voted against the
Wow.
13th Amendment, the amendment that freed the slaves. The Democrats were like, yeah, no, they didn't vote for that. I did not know that it was the Democrats who voted against the 14th Amendment, which made slaves citizens. I did not know that the Democrats voted against the 15th Amendment, which gave the slaves the right to vote. 13,
Wow.
14, 15 amendments, Democrats were like, yeah, no, we're not voting for that. I did not know that there was a larger percentage of Republicans who worked to push through the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 than there were Democrats. I did not know that
I
there
didn't
was
know
some
either.
white guy by the name of Everett Dickerson, a Republican, who was awarded by the NAACP for helping to facilitate and push the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 through. A white Republican did that. I did not know that Al Gore's dad participated in the largest filibuster to prevent the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 from passing. Al Gore's dad. He was a part of that. I did not know
I didn't either.
that the Democrats were more pro abortion and they were anti Vietnam and they were anti war. They were pro abortion, which kind
Like even when you think about that, at least I know about that, the abortion and who built that clinic and who made all that possible because they was trying to slow us down. on our making babies. I'm just
Kind of makes
saying.
sense when you remember the 2004 Kamala Harris campaign when they had the mobiles in the parking lot, the abortion mobiles, and we also have to remember the woman who created Planned Parenthood. So these are
Exactly.
the reasons why I'm no longer a Democrat. You come in the comments and let me know why you are still a Democrat and why none of this affects you or concerns you. And then you can also come in the comments and tell me that none of this is true because you can Google all of it.
Did you know that the party switched and that the KKK vote Republican like you? I won't vote for either side. Done with them all. Exactly. That's how I feel. I never voted anyway in my life. My, how times have changed. The parties have switched. She didn't know that the Democrat became Dixie Democrats, then became the Republicans because she went to a white school. What? What the hell, bro?
This is not America! Okay, I'm so upset. I cannot believe this is happening to our country. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, Governor Abbott. All
Jasmine
y'all.
Crockett,
Shame.
Democrats,
Shame.
has
Shame
lost
on you
FBA
guys. This
support.
is
Latinos have
ridiculous. You're going to do whatever you
overtaken the
can
black vote in
to
Texas.
suppress our votes. You already gerrymandered everything. And you just got to make it worse. You just got to make it harder, huh? That's okay.
This morning, I cried into my husband's arms because I fully believed that people don't love Black
Fully
women. They never
believed.
would. They never will. And even as far as like doctors, nurses, it's scary to be a Black woman. It's scary to be a smart Black woman, in Texas. I woke up scared. I cried hard. And then I sat down with my feelings. And then I sent a message to the people who are still in my Discord, just telling them to, don't feel hopeless. We did our part. We told people to get out there. We told people to vote. We told people to please trust someone.
That when you think about it, it's crazy how the votes, like think about that, how the votes control your spirit like that. They control, depending on who wins or who loses, on your happiness or your grief. Like it has that much control over people. That is wow. That's crazy.
Than what we've been trying. You know what I mean? I told them to, feel your feelings, but don't forget to get back up and keep moving. Okay. I told them that there's beauty out there. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've even sent beauty out there. You know what I mean? Beauty is out there. Not everyone hates you. I promise you, not everybody hates you, even though it feels like it. No one hates you. Okay.
That's how I be
Well,
making
it
y'all
looks like
feel.
Jasmine Crockett
Oh, that's who that
lost
is.
down
Street
there. She
media
was
is what
running
it
for
is.
the U.S. Senate. She lost to James Tyler Rico down there in Texas. And, she's saying that she's getting a lawsuit. She's blaming it on the W man and W supremacy. And she's saying that the Republicans, because they were gerrymandering, basically, just there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And when people went to vote, they didn't really know where to go vote. There was confusion. You had a woman who worked as a poll monitor for the Texas Civil Rights Project in Williams County. She said people were going into places to polls to vote, and they were being turned away, right? So basically, the Democrats are saying that this was sabotage. Now, this was for the Democrat, and this was during the Democratic primary to see who was going to run, and he blew her out, right? And she was on there crying, she's upset. She didn't want to concede, but she finally conceded, but she's on there talking like this now.
All right. All right. All right.
She said the exact same thing Trump said.
All right, I gotta get through this. 6 years ago, no one believed that I could become a state representative. We were outspent 5-1. We're outspent 5-1. There were a couple of organizations, progressive organizations, that were like, this is our candidate. We want to go with the one that the establishment does not want. One of the main organizations, and they all lined up together. They did. One of the main organizations was top.
That's crazy. Like I thought Jasmine Crockett was gonna win.
Congresswoman Robin Kelly, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, and Illinois.
Ever since Black Americans started talking about wanting something in return for our vote, the Democratic Party, the Wayside, and has become 100% an immigrant-focused party. Basically, they said y'all ain't getting shit. We'll just replace you. What the heck,
Governor
bro?
Juliana Stratton, all taking the stage here at ABC 7 tonight. An
Damn.
opportunity to make their case to voters. And in tonight's format, the candidates focused more on their individual stances and policies rather than taking aim at their primary opponents.
And as I say, dismantle, impeach, and rebuild, because Homeland Security is too big, it's too unwieldy, and there is no accountability, and we have to change that.
Noam has to be fired. If she's not fired, then we have to impeach her. Masks have to come off. ID has to go on. Body cameras have to go on. No more warrantless arrests.
We need to abolish ICE. The system cannot be reformed. And we right now have Senate Democrats with a real opportunity over these next 2 weeks to hold firm and fight.
We have to find a pathway for the over 11 million undocumented that are contributing to this city of Chicago, this state of Illinois, and to the United States.
Wow.
Congresswoman Robin Kelly, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy.
That is crazy. So it's like they like pushing us to the side. They like, nah, we need y'all help though in order to keep the immigrants here, so they can, so we can get their vote.
This is not America! Shaggy words you just
They never will. Feel your feelings.
Yes, sir.
Black Americans. We're not African American. We're not people of color. We're not black and brown, minority.
That's right.
BIPOC, none of that. People, no, none of that. This is about our people demanding the resources, just as you're giving these people, these newcomers who are walking into this country.
That's right. You were right.
I'll let you know how they feel about
How
us
do you
though.
take a new group of people that have paid no taxes, can't vote, and you put them in front of the voters?
I'm not going to pay them no damn taxes.
And so we say this to you, Mayor, Governor, President. If you think that they're that powerful that you have to acquiesce and answer to them over us, then you tell them to vote for you in these next elections.
That's right.
You tell them to support your Democratic National Convention. And we're going to show you how we feel about the Democratic National Convention.
Turn it up. Thank you.
If you think you're going to have a peaceful Democratic National Convention in the city of Chicago while our people are starving,
That's right.
stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
Black.
And they've been doing the same thing over and over, bro. They ain't changed. I ain't never trusted these people.
Hey y'all, hey y'all.
Hey.
So
Nah.
I have been trying to get back on this internet, y'all. I've been trying to get out to get some videos, give my perspectives of the things that I've been seeing. And every time I see a commercial, because you know we in the voting season, you know, I highly encourage everybody to do early voting if you can, because sometimes election day can be a bit intense and overwhelming, you know, especially for the last minute votes, you know. So depending on what state you're in, just find out when early voting is. Just trying to go and get that in, knock it on out the way. Now, FBAs, I want to have a conversation with y'all, okay? Foundational Black Americans, and everybody else that's under the banner, our Solans, our freedmen, descendants of the freedmen, our Galageche, all the peoples, okay? The Creole, everybody, okay? Everyone who has the lineage that we have now put in the pot of
God is in
FBA,
control.
okay?
Wait, what?
We got to talk about, you know, our political representation moving forward. I think it's time to have that conversation, because when we're running, what I see is this hatred for Republican. I see a hatred for Democrat, and right now we're only in a bipartisan system. Now we know that the Republican Party is traditionally the party of family value, all that little mumbo jumbo that is coming to light.
The Republican Party is the more conservative party, not the party of family values.
But then we have the Democratic Party, right? Which isn't friendly to us either, because the leftists are just as racist, and they're the ones that's out there doing all the most when it comes to the melanated, the black skin, that's ICE, right? And so our own political party, all roads lead to our own political party. How can we got to run our own candidates or independent? But then this is the other thing that we all need to start looking into. Whatever state you in, whatever county you in, whatever municipality you're in, or city or township, or however that is said, wherever you are, because we're talking about the different levels of government. trickling down from federal, of course, right? Sometimes they have rules. They make you pick a side where you can't say independent. And so the first thing that I think as voters that we need to do is we need to go in and make sure they're not making us choose a side. We need to be able to say,
Actually, we need to we need to amend the legislation that makes us have to choose a side and allow us to vote as independent on all levels of government.
we're independent. We don't need to. A lot of times I had to just write Democratic on the thing just to be able to have the ability to vote in that moment.
Dang.
That's it. That's what we all have to come as a collective to get ready to be able to do. And our Black candidates, our people who are passionate about politics, they want to represent FBA, they want to represent us right. This is why we need that party, because we need you all to run as that party person, right? Because we already know in the country, there have been Republican presidents, there have been Democratic presidents, and with all the other members of, the legislative branch, judicial branch, etc.
Have any of
We
them
need
been
another
FBA?
party. We need another letter in parentheses. That's what
Any
the
of
fuck we need. Oh, that's what we need. We need another
She's about to
letter
gas.
inside of those parentheses for the people that are going to remember us, remember to represent us. Because what I'm hearing a lot is too much focus on immigrants, undocumented. And that's the problem, Democrats, why you're losing Black voters. You're losing. Now, I'm not saying that the Black voters, y'all need to jump to the red ship, because that's just asinine. That's stupid. New party, okay? New party. Because I don't think going from one devil to the next is going to be able to, that is not helping us get out of current circumstances, okay? New party or independent altogether. Because it may take a little while to be able to get in a party of our own. Independent. So all of these people who are running, you really need to be thinking about how can you do this as an independent?
I want to ask we sound slow as hell, because like I said, I got out of prison in 97, and I don't think I was able to vote till probably 2003 or 5 or something like that, somewhere in there. So I just never voted. So, I might sound slow at times when I ask questions like, okay, what is independent? So that means you're not choosing either side, because that's what it seems like to me. I never really been into politics, but is that what that is? Like you're not choosing either side because both parties are shot, which they always have been.
Yes, just because you're saying Democrat, you run as a Democrat, doesn't. We don't like them either. That's why there's so much apathy in voting, or people deciding they don't want to come out. New party or independent. FBAs, that's what you run under. Independent or a new party. Not the traditional ones.
What's going to be new party?
Because I got to tell you, in all honesty, every time I hear an abolish ICE, why? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to see other people having to endure what my community has endured for centuries. My people, my lineage we've experienced this shit for hundreds of years. We already know. But Black Americans, most of us, some of us, I can't speak for everybody, I don't want to live in a lawless land. I don't want to be in a place where people could just be walking around this motherfucker undocumented and we don't know who they are. I got to walk around with ID. I got to have a driver's license. I got to have all this ID all the time. How is that fair to me? Born here. Mother, born here on this soil. What is all the stipulation to me? So every time I hear, and I live in Illinois,
Okay,
And
yeah,
I
that
would
makes
ask
sense. The
all
independent.
of those Democratic
I see. That's why.
candidates, why is all of y'all damn campaigns all about abolish ICE and Trump, 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 Trump? That ain't the only fucking thing. When are y'all gonna say something about FBA? Do y'all know
Never.
what FBA means?
I keep telling you, bro. I feel like they're never going to say nothing about that because which one of us be in office? Who is FBA that's in office?
Do
Name
you know
one.
what
I'll
we
wait.
mean when we say foundational Black American? Do you know? Because this abolish ICE, that ain't making me want to vote for you. If that's what your platform, your commercial, your thing is leading with. I may not be in agreement to their tactics and how they're doing things, but yes, I am an American, proud
What's
to
the
be
difference?
a foundational Black American,
that
proud of
sound
my
dumb.
lineage, proud of our history, proud.
Hey, some dumbass
I
voting
know that
rules.
we have our struggles and our complaints with this country. Yes, we do, but it's still our country. It's still our home.
That's
I
true.
had to start over because I didn't realize that I was getting louder because I'm passionate about this, but I was also getting louder because there was an L train passing by too. But what I was saying is, every time I hear a commercial about an immigrant or the undocumented, first question, what about me? Self-preservation is natural. That's a natural instinct to have. And these people who are running these platforms, y'all need to change up your messaging, because that ain't what we care about. We don't care about that to the extent. We're not gonna, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would you care about another person or other people more than your own?
It's the money. Like, it makes sense. Like, it won't make sense to you if you down at the bottom of the barrel. But if you on the top, if you're not even in the barrel, but you looking down on everybody in the barrel, it doesn't matter to you because you good. You good regardless. So, I just need to keep people around that's going to keep me in office and keep me in power. Like, that's how I feel. I might be wrong, but that's how I feel.
Because those last presidential election results showed the 92% of Black American women and 80% of Black American men. We showed. Sorry, it's rush hour. It's one of the trains. We showed that we were in unison together because we understood the assignment. Even though we know we don't like either one of the parties, but we did the thing that we knew would protect people. And because people don't know history, and specifically they don't know Black American history, they didn't realize that they were voting against their own damn interest. And now they're in the FO phase of FAFO. Now you're in the FO phase. And then everybody wondering where the Black people are. We said we were going to sit this one out.
Yeah,
the ancestors told us to sit our Black butts down. We did. And now we're watching all of this happen. I am not against undocumented and illegals having to leave this country and make room for those of us who need the social services and programs that they're taking spots from us from. That's what I want. I want to see my community, our people, be able to have access to those resources. That's why we ain't mad about DEI and affirmative action going away. Because
First, we got to get our people foot in the door. One of us got to get in there, at least one.
Was not benefiting us.
At least
it
one.
really wasn't. We was at the bottom of that anyway. That's why we're not affected. Our Black farmers, not affected. So
even Black farmers the same help, so they have to figure it out. Who the help of the government without the help of the government.
Have a new message, and abolish ICE shouldn't be it.
Everyone is bought, so we have, exactly.
Hey y'all.
No one can name 3 tangible things that Democrats have done for Black people in the past 60 years beyond LBJ signing the Civil Rights Bill, which he famously called the N-word bill and told MLK to his face, "You're going to have to hold me to it." We can't.
See, sometimes I be thinking I be tripping because I don't be,
Black people in the past 60 years beyond LBJ signing the Civil Rights Bill, which he famously called the N-word bill and told MLK to his face, "You're going to have to hold me to it." We can't name nothing, but for 60 years, here's what they do. Oh, Mitt Romney's a racist. We're going to take on Mitt Romney. Oh, John McCain's a racist. Want to take on John McCain. Oh, I'm going to stand up
Same
against President Trump.
tactic.
You got people running for dog catchers talking about, I'm taking on Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't know. I don't know this man. I've never seen him. But he's running for dog catcher. Like, how can I be like that? They're eating the cats, talking about the dog. Like, at some point, we got to stop letting these Democrats talk about the boogeyman they're fighting and start talking about the tangibles. But it's amazing how Minnesota, who's run by a Democrat, Tampon Tim, who says little boys need tampons in the bathroom, how Tim Walz is sitting up
Hey,
here.
I like the way he said that though, because a lot of people don't even understand the boogeyman theory. Like that, it was something that was done to us as kids. Like sometimes by our older cousins, older uncles, and different stuff like that had us scared of the dark and different things. That's the same tactics that they use on us in life, like the boogeyman theory, to where they pump the fear in us, and now once they hit us with the boogeyman thing, now they got to come save us from the boogeyman that they created. So I like how he
At
said
some
that.
point, we got to stop letting these Democrats talk about the boogeyman they're fighting and start talking about the tangibles. But it's amazing how Minnesota, who's run by a Democrat, Tampon Tim, who says little boys need tampons in the bathroom, how Tim Walz is sitting up here saying that the Somalians, who are not FBAs, the Somalians, look at me, I'm the captain now. They're running $1 million daycare businesses and healthcare businesses with absolutely no children in them.
I seen that.
Ileana Omar got how do you go from a $250,000 net worth to a $30 million net worth last year? See, we got to start examining the tethers too, because they need to repair us. Because all that money that they're taking,
that's why we have nobody with us, because everybody that get in there is a tether or a cosplayer. Like I only been here 50 years. And I never seen, and if I did, maybe I was wrong. If I'm saying this wrong, I never seen one of us sitting there, like I have it. And if they were smoking crack. Nah, I'm just playing. That's just a joke, Marion Barry.
We need to go up in Chicago and see why Brandon Johnson took money out that COVID relief fund that was supposed to be for tax-paying black folks, because he put all of the illegals in the black neighborhoods, in the black housing tenements, in the black Section 8 housing, and why don't we have him come to bear? Why aren't we taking articles of impeachment to his ass? Why aren't we holding Rahm Emanuel, who left the Obama White House to go down and ruin Chicago some more, to task? Lori,
because we're gonna have to do it to all the white folks too, because they've been doing the same thing.
But spent millions of dollars to try and prosecute Jussie Smollett. Like, there's plenty of people we need to talk about. I think the people from Osage Avenue, who experienced the move bombing when I was 7 years old, need to get repair from the city of Philadelphia. I think Eatonville needs to get repair from the state of Florida. There's a lot of ways we can do this that does not involve slavery, that just involves injustices that have happened specifically based on race, which according to the Civil Rights Act should not have happened in the first place. No one can name 3 tangible things that Democrats have done for black people.
That's crazy. Like if they can build a all white neighborhood, how come we can't just build an all black neighborhood?
I didn't see this coming. Y'all ready?
Explaining to my family and friends that I could not, for the life of me, vote for Democratic Party again was probably one of the toughest things I ever had to do. And
it's a Haitian tether, not like us. Wow.
Like on social media and stuff like that, that's when all hell broke loose. Because it was like, it was okay for me to feel that way and have that opinion, as long as, it was a family secret, right? But the minute that I decided to publicize it, that's when it became a problem. I began to lose clients from my business. I had people calling me up talking about they can't work with somebody who would vote for a racist or a Nazi.
A lot of black people think if you are not voting Democrat, you're on the white people's side. People are pretty much treating this as a race issue. They don't look at it at all, what's happening, what results are happening, what good is happening. They look at, hey, if you are Republican or if you're not voting Democrat, you're pretty much going against your culture. That's what a lot of people feel like. I didn't see this coming.
That's weird. That's hella weird, because it seems like you have to pick a side. You have to pick a side. Like, it's nothing like being ganged up on both sides, and it's only 2 of them. That's not cool.
Listen to this lady right here. She's so much based on the Democratic Party. Let's go.
We everything y'all are in there, son. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that Alderman Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other? They sit up here and talk about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in their community.
What?
They hung this in our community. We want it off the
disgraceful,
polls.
man.
We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime.
Oh, man.
And that organization, which is a white liberal organization, like in the words of Malcolm X, who told us what? That the white liberal is the worst enemy to the black man.
Yep.
And then coming up in here acting like y'all representing some social justice. But all along, all you're doing is trying to use black people to find a reason to make some money. Let me tell y'all something over there.
Okay, here we go. You're done, man. You're done. You guys are losers, man. You're losers.
They get to abuse the black American.
No more. No more.
They've been
You're
abusing
done.
us. Now we gotta break the curse on ourselves, bro. I'm telling you. They ain't never been for us. I hate to say it. They ain't never been for us. I don't care what nobody say. Never. Why would they?
Do just like R.K. Jr. Just do like that Tulsa lady. You better get up out the Democratic Party. Save yourself. Save your families. Save your dignity. Save your jobs. And save your seats.
There we go.
Y'all don't. We coming for your seats. We ain't taking this.
Oh, yes, we are coming for your seats. You better pay
Exactly.
A bunch of people who have broken into the country and now have completely broke the city.
Wait till you hear what she says about Kamala Harris.
I can't wait.
United States of
Let me get my
America.
popcorn.
America is a disgrace. And for us, oh my God, what a solution. You give us a fake, black, tackling hand of a candidate.
Are you serious?
With a vice president that's talking about he want to put 10
Oh, Kamala.
America is a disgrace. And for us, oh my God, what a solution. You give us a fake, black, tackling hand of a candidate.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, she on point.
Oh,
She's so on point. I'm sorry.
The number one function
I didn't like
of a
her.
president is to be the commander-in-chief.
That's right.
I don't know, but I wouldn't have voted for her.
Kamala Harris that looked like she could protect this country after y'all have sat up here and then get her overridden with a bunch of illegal immigrants. Y'all have sat up here and put America's hands in all kind of wars. And you telling me a tampon man that ran from duty don't even know what his rule was. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, protect this country? The devil is a lie. And you telling me a tampon man that ran from duty don't even know what his rule was? Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, protect this country? The devil is a lie.
Devil is a
I feel that shit.
Ran from duty don't even know
I feel
what
that. I
his
was talking
rule
about this.
was. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, protect this country? The devil is a lie.
Devil is a
Y'all
liar.
better get some signs now. I know that.
Hey, because I don't know if she Indian or she black. I'm confused. You feel? When I heard her talk about greens, I was all thrown off. Said,
And
glad I don't vote.
my boys.
Florida Democrat leader announces leaving Democrat Party.
Guys, I'm excited for this. This makes me happy and clean and clear. And here's the issue. The Democratic Party in Florida is dead.
Good.
But there are good people that can resuscitate it. But they don't want it to be me.
Somebody said good.
That's not convenient. It's not cool. I'm not having a Jerry Maguire moment right now, like who's coming with me? But that's the truth. The party that my dad volunteered for in JFK when he was 18 years old in 1960 is not the party today. It craves and screams anarchy and then demands amnesty. That's not okay. I've always been criticized by the far left and by the far right. There'll be a caucus meeting later this afternoon where I hope that the members of the Democratic caucus will elect a new leader. For today, I FedExed my voter registration form to change my party affiliation to no party affiliation. Joe Scott should receive that by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning in Broward County. And here's why. Our constituents are craving practical leaders, not political hacks. We are entrusted to be guided by our conscience, and while I suppose it's easier in theory than it is in application, even my worst detractors have no valid claim that I can be bullied, that I can be bought, or even borrowed for a special interest. And my boys, guys, I'm excited for this.
Term people of color one time. He never used the term minority one time. Black and brown one time. So within 1 week, he brought up the 14th Amendment belonging to us exclusively, the children of slaves, foundational Black American freedmen. He brought that up 2 times in 1 week. Democrats ain't never brought it up. Then he puts out a Black History Month statement and refers to us Black Americans all the way through. Every single paragraph, every single sentence, every single syllable. And then on top of that, he mentions about our future and the historic age, the golden age that he keeps referring to. What is that, y'all? That is him basically saying, Black Americans, we going into this golden age that I've been telling everybody. Where y'all at? You coming with us? And I'm here to let you know, Donald Trump, foundational Black Americans been here. And all the Democratic shields are out the way. All the ops are out the way. So now it's time to do business. And when you do business with us, you're going to be doing some certified foundational Black American freedmen business. And ain't nothing better than ours. Everything in America revolves around us. You ain't hearing people of color. You ain't hearing rainbows. And every single Democratic shield is afraid to even talk about it. How do we know? It's because they're on mute right now. FBA is front and center in this mass deportation effort. They tried to include us, and we knocked that down. They tried to tie us into it, and we knocked that down. All of the dust is settled, and the smoke is cleared, and it's foundational Black Americans saying, FBA first, FBA only, FBA all the time.
Yeah, I can understand putting ourselves first because that's what everybody else did. Like if you think about it, everybody else put themselves first, and then when they felt like they bubbled, they didn't have nothing good to say about us. Well, they wasn't saying nothing good anyway as they was.
He has this theory called the Iron Triangle, and he says that the thing that has kept Black people on the Democratic Party in this space like this, he said it's attributed to 3 things. The top of the triangle, he says, is corrupt.
Man, you ain't even say nothing.
FBA. There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. You take him for a friend. There are many whites who are trying to...
President Donald Trump has signed a major executive order withdrawing the United States from a controversial United Nations forum that he says promotes a global diversity, equity, and inclusion reparations agenda. On January the 7th, 2026, President Donald Trump issued an executive order directing the United States to withdraw from the UN Permanent Forum on People of African Descent, a body established to elevate issues affecting people of African heritage worldwide. According to US officials, the decision was prompted by what they describe as the forum's advocacy for race-based policies and a global reparations agenda, positions the Trump administration says conflict with the US Constitution's Equal Protection Clause and American values. The administration previously accused the forum of advancing racial grievances and having victim-based social policies. US officials also argued that the UN body violated the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. State Department spokesperson Tommy Pigott declared that America will no longer lend its credibility to racist organizations. The United States is proudly withdrawing from racist organizations such as this forum. He added, radical activists who embrace DEI ideology and seek to compel the United States to adopt policies mandating race-based wealth redistribution in organizations such as the UN Permanent Forum on People of African Descent will no longer be entertained. The UN Permanent Forum on People of African Descent was set up to address issues including racial inequality, discrimination, and historical injustices. Critics in Washington have taken particular aim at agenda items they claim to go beyond traditional diplomacy, including proposals for financial compensation for descendants of slavery and colonialism, as well as calls for reparatory justice in emerging fields like artificial intelligence. The body had previously argued that only reparatory justice can address what is described as technology-enabled racism in fields such as artificial intelligence. The forum's supporters argue that these discussions are part of a long-running UN effort to confront systemic discrimination and uplift historically marginalized communities, a message that's at odds with the White House's framing. This move is part of a wider rollback of US participation in international institutions, a strategy that has seen Washington exit dozens of global organizations and treaties this week alone. In the same executive action, the Trump administration also pulled the US out of 66 international bodies, including climate, health, human rights, and development organizations that the White House labels as contrary to American interests. Senior officials have defended these decisions, saying that they will refocus US resources on national priorities rather than global agendas.
Now, here's the thing. I support and agree with President Donald Trump and the Trump administration on this. Why? Because it does not represent Black Americans. Not only that, it does not benefit Black Americans for even having these organizations in the UN in the first place. So here is Secretary Mark Rubio. And this is what he posted on X. President Trump's withdrawal from 66 international organizations sends a clear message that it is no longer acceptable to invest the American people's.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I was gonna dive in tonight. You know, since I'm already
hard-earned tax dollars in institutions that cannot demonstrate results, accountability, or respect for our national interests. Absolutely. And I agree with that. Now, here's what the State Department posted on X. We are rejecting the outdated model of multilateralism that treats the American tax dollar as the world's underwriter for a sprawling architect of global governance. President Trump's withdrawal shows that the era of writing blank checks to international bureaucracies is over.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's crazy that they was even
this was
doing
billions
that.
and trillions of dollars going out to these international NGOs supposed to be under the disguise of United Nations to other countries benefiting foreigners and not the American people, specifically Black Americans. We weren't seeing none of this. We weren't going to never benefit from this.
Exactly.
Now, I want to highlight the executive order. So this is the executive order that President Trump signed on January 7th, withdrawing the United States from international organizations, conventions, and treaties that are contrary to the interests of the United States. I'm not going to read all this. You guys could go to the whitehouse.gov and read it, but I wanted to highlight the list of the said organizations. So these are the organizations from which the United States shall withdraw. Carbon-Free Energy Compact, which is BS. Commission, Environmental Corporation, whatever. Freedom Online Coalition, who cares? But I want to scroll down, right? And bring your attention to this.
That'll be dope.
Right here. Permanent Forum on People of African Descent. So when you Google, Trump says no to reparations and withdraw from the United States, he's talking about reparations for Africa. He's like, hell to the no.
Hell
United
no.
States is not an American Express card. We are not paying for reparations for Africa
Like
or the
these
Caribbean
sellers.
or South America or anywhere else in this world. And I agree with him because I looked up permanent forum on people of African descent. And this is what I found.
Not our friends. Yeah, that's
Why
what I
was
feel like.
Amazon paying me $29,000?
I don't know, but we're not trying to hear that.
I thought President Trump
Millions of Americans leave the Democrat Party as Trump reveals how they actually feel about them.
actually delivered a higher energy speech than I think even his speech last year.
When they just
He was
stand
much
up,
more engaged, and I think part of that was because they had planned the speech to be an interactive experience between him and the audience. There were things for him to announce, surprises. There were big moments, emotional moments, and that helps him tremendously. I thought President Trump actually delivered a high.
You got CNN admitting what the obvious was here. The obvious win. Trump called out Democrats for insider trading. I mean, he was calling everybody out. Here we go. Here's the actual 64% of watchers say that President Trump's policy will move the country in the right direction. Take a look.
Among speech watchers
That's a crazy
tonight,
way to say it.
64% say his
Two
policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. And look at the growth President Trump made over the speech. So pre-speech, it was 54% of speech watchers said his policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. After the speech, that number goes up 10 percentage points. So Donald Trump made some progress with people watching the speech from their pre-speech expectations to what they saw in the speech itself. And that 64% number, that's pretty much in range across all of his State of the Union addresses. In his first term, last year, the joint session, that's about what we've seen is roughly 2/3 have walked away from his speeches thinking he's going to move it in the right direction.
So a lot of red meat for the base.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. If you're a Republican on the ballot in 2026, I think you leave this speech being as happy.
Oh,
nothing.
President Donald Trump.
I thought the president
driving force for them to take back the House. They've done a good job at that. They pretty much convinced a lot of people to basically say we're never gonna. We made a mistake voting for Trump. A lot of people have said that. There's a lot of people that have not said that. There is a lot, but I would think a lot more people do not regret voting for Trump. Obviously, we saw them utilize immigration, utilize all these things in their benefit. But what Trump did is he kind of turned it around for himself and the party. I told you guys, the Republicans has been a dead party for a long time. Trump revived that party by running as a Republican, in my opinion. Some people have never been Republican their entire lives watching this. So they know what I mean when I say these things. So again, millions of Democrats and their voters saw this moment. They saw this moment right here. And the fact that Democrats did not stand up for this woman who lost her daughter, Irina Sarutska, right? Sobbing mother. This was very eye-opening and evil for Democrats.
He slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America.
Wow.
Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise
they was trying to say he was black. I remember that.
you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
Nothing brings out the inner Klansman of a white liberal faster than a black person who refuses to obey. Every time I log into social media, I'm seeing a new video from white liberals, especially white liberal women, questioning the purity and validity of black people, calling them traitors and sellouts and even the N-word, because they are no longer subscribing to the orthodoxy of the political left. And I think that's interesting to see that they have become so confident and so overt in their anti-black racism, which has always presented itself as a perceived ownership over black people. Now, there are a lot of us who have been saying this for the longest amount of time, even while voting Democrat, that the way that white liberals engage with black people, it's usually through a lens of dictatorship, telling you what you're supposed to believe, what your politics are supposed to be, how dangerous your men and your families are. And at the end of the day, when you look at most of these social justice movements, because I don't know why they're called social justice now and it's no longer civil rights, right? But if you look behind most of these movements, they tend to be funded and supported by white liberals. The same white liberals who tell black women that black men are the problem. The same white liberal women who tell black women that abortion is the #1 civil rights freedom issue of the day. When at the same time, they go home to their husbands and their children, often living the same circumstances that they're telling you that you should not have access to. Black people are now hip to the scam of the political left. And no matter how unhinged you become or how much racist rhetoric you espouse, it's too late. You're not going to be able to shame black people into compliance. You're not going to be able to disrespect them to the point where they're so hurt by your lack of approval that they're going to start advocating for their own replacement. And, you know, there's nothing more disrespectful to black people than the soft bigotry, but I would call the hard bigotry of your low expectations. And it's those same low expectations that have kept our community stagnant in this country for decades. Nothing brings...
Don't stay stagnant. Keep on depending on them. He said, Don Quavius. Trump. I know that can't be Trump middle name. Stop it. Don Quavius.
In 1965, the Democratic establishment pulled off the greatest magic trick in American political history. They had all of Black America looking at the right hand, celebrating the Voting Rights Act, the marches, and the end of Jim Crow. But while we were distracted by the ballot, the left hand was quietly signing a bill that would dismantle the Black American middle class before it had even had a chance to stand up. It was called the Hart-Celler Act of 1965. They slipped it through Congress just 2 months after the Voting Rights Act. They sold it to us as another civil rights victory. They told us it was about fairness. In reality, it was a calculated economic trade. At the moment, Black men were finally getting access to the high-wage union jobs in places like Detroit, Chicago, Pittsburgh, and more. But this bill, it sneaked in a mechanism to flood those same cities with a new, cheaper immigrant labor workforce. They handed us the vote with one hand, and they slashed our wages and economics with the other.
Let the immigrants in. Cheaper wages, and to take our place.
Yeah, I'm leaving the Democratic Party. I can't do this anymore. I'll still organize with the organizations like Indivisible, but this isn't working. Now, I've got 3 major reasons for this, among many others, but these are the 3 big ones. 1, they only stand on principle when the polls are in their favor. Of course, most politicians do this to an extent, but this Democratic leadership takes it to another level. We've got immigrants who they've long claimed to protect, being ripped away from their families, women and children living in horrible conditions in detention centers, and some being sent to overseas concentration camps. And that's just what we know. For this, we get nothing from Democratic leadership except for the occasional finger wag. Most of them should be here in Southern California until it stops.
That's that shit. I'll be laughing because I'll be like, yeah, man, the way they be complaining, they ripping them away from their families. You know how many times they did that to us and putting us in prison for shit we didn't even do? Y'all be making me like, I just need to slap the shit out of y'all half the time and wake your game up.
Second reason is overly entrenched leadership. This party lost all 3 branches of government to a madman. And somehow the likes of Schumer and Jeffries are still there. That alone tells me they're not intent on fixing themselves. And the final straw is this Iran attack. Democratic leadership is still getting behind defending Israel. The response to the genocide in Gaza has, of course, infuriated me for a long time. But now they also want to follow Israel into war that they started by violating international law. It's absolutely pathetic.
God. Why people keep on saying that, man? Like Israel don't got weapons of mass destruction. Like we know they got weapons of mass destruction. We have the evidence. We have the receipts. We have the receipts. We know they have them.
Bad thing is we really do need a central organizing force to fight this regime, but it's just not going to be the Democratic Party, and I don't think it ever will be. If you're a Democratic candidate out there, especially if you're in a swing district, I would encourage you to run as an independent because you need to get off this sinking ship. Yeah, I'm leaving the Democratic Party. I can't do this anymore. I'll still organize with the...
I'm going to make one last post about the FBA movement. We can draw examples from countless grassroots organizations to understand what it actually takes to succeed. Real infrastructure, consistent funding.
Dang, I can't believe that music gonna mess up my video. Okay.
Y'all, they want to get our money and take our money for us.
We're gonna listen to this last one, then we gonna get into the...
Please watch this video in its full context.
Wait.
Y'all, they want to get our money and...
Plotting on the 1.7 trillion spending power of Black Americans. Black Americans will ride again.
Take our money for us to build up Africa.
Stay right.
Please watch this video in its full context. Jazz Reloaded broke it down perfectly, but check this out. I blame the Democratic Party more than I blame the Africans for this shit. See, the Democratic Party been playing in our face for years and years and years. How you gonna give our resources to Africa, but we need resources in America, just like Jazz said in the video? How you gonna do that? Then you give it to...
I know what they want, but every time I hear that, you know, it's it was a comedian that said the joke, and he was like, you know, they got weapons of mass destruction. And he said, how do you know? He said, we got the receipt. We got the receipt because we sold the shit to them. But we know they ain't got that. We know they going for the oil amongst many other things. Like we know that. We
to a group of people that ain't doing nothing for us reciprocal. I blame Pan-Africans for this, and I blame Democrats for this. I can't really blame the Africans because Africans gonna scam. They're gonna do what they gotta do to get the money anyway. See, they those type of people. They cutthroat. They do their own people filthy. So why would I be surprised at a country of people that do cutthroat stuff? So you know they gonna get the money. They don't have no wars over there. But I blame the Democratic Party for this because they did the same thing with the Freeman Bank, trying to give our money to immigrants.
That's
the Democratic Party. Bruh, in the next 3 months, I'm learning so much about the Democrats, man. I swear on my life, from October to February 2026, I'm hitting the gas on Democratic voters, Democratic Party, all of them, bro. So you Democrat supporters, y'all might as well unfollow me. I swear to God. And you can call me a Trump supporter, MAGA. See, the thing is about the Democrats, what they got you goofies doing, they got y'all forgetting about racism. They got y'all looking at the Republicans as the face of racism, but they the face of racism also. Both of them racist.
Both
they got
of
you so
you
so
like
messed up in the head. Thinking, oh, Trump the worst. Trump the worst. But they the worst too. They bad too. They racist too.
On our end game.
Look how they play in our face with this money.
That's what we do.
Well, I can't stand them Democrats.
Y'all, they want to get our money and take our money.
I have absolutely.
The co-founder of Black Lives Matter, Rhode Island, is endorsing former President Trump and calling out the Democrats for what he calls years of racist policies. Watch.
You know, we've been used and abused for so long. That party, they don't value our vote. Their policies are basically racist policies. And I believe it's a racist party. Donald Trump he's the opposite. He's going to tell you how it is. He's going to give it to you straight. Trump has done more for the Black community than any president I can think of in my lifetime.
There's a lot of things that we as Americans, we couldn't even fathom, especially when it comes to war. Like, there's a lot of things. Living conditions. Like in places they eating, I couldn't believe that. They eating like dirt cookies, bro. I thought that was like a joke. Like when like when they was washing their face off with the I don't know what kind of animal that was, piss. I said I thought all that stuff was a joke. I didn't think it was for real. There's a lot of things that we couldn't fathom, and and shit, a whole lot of things we couldn't.
Not alone in his
see
criticism.
happening.
President Biden faces
Let alone
dismal
missiles.
approval numbers among black voters in key swing states. Joining us now, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter Rhode Island, Mark Fisher. Mark, thanks so much for joining the program. This is my favorite story of the day because it identifies with what I've seen in the barbershop. All the brothers, for some reason right now, are turning tides right now. And I just wonder, what is the big reason?
I think personally it's the duplicity of the Democrats, the hypocrisy. We're not stupid. The brothers are not stupid. We understand when someone's for us and when someone is not. And it's obvious that the Democratic Party is not for us.
Yeah, I can't.
Their policies actually strike at the heart of the black family and the nuclear family.
Yeah, so, you were part of Black Lives Matter. You founded it there. And now you're saying, you're not saying the entire Republican Party, you're saying Donald Trump. So what is it about Donald Trump? Is it the economic?
I ain't gonna say.
You noted the black family. What is it gonna take for him to shore up this support amongst black voters?
Well, I just think that it's going to take information. A lot of people are misinformed. They don't really understand because they don't educate themselves on Donald Trump as a person and his history. But if they do that,
I never could understand that because I always felt like the guy next to me, the house, people in my house, my neighbors and shit like that. Times have changed. Times didn't change.
It's going to take leaders, educated leaders, getting the word out there. I think that it'll happen on its own and it'll be organic because personally I love the man. I mean, how could you not like if a real man, how could you not relate to someone like that?
Yeah, he watches every morning, so I'm sure he's cheering as you're saying this. We looked at some of the polls for Trump over Biden in the battleground states. In 2020, it was 8%. Now in 2023, he has 22%. And that's just not black men. So the election is right around the corner. If you had the opportunity to talk to the former president, I'm sure he's watching right now. What would you tell him?
Third world at best.
Call me on my cell phone, man. I'll stop for Trump.
The co-founder of Black Lives Matter, Rhode Island, is endorsing former President Trump and calling.
Man, old enough to remember Rodney King. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. When the Rodney King stuff happened, I was in Fresno, and all I was getting phone calls from all my folks in LA talking about, because we got the big screen TV. I was like, man, we almost went and got a U-Haul and drove to LA just to be part of that. I'm glad we didn't go though, because we was going for the wrong reason.
Now the Democrats.
Oh, okay. That's what I was gonna get into. Let's see. Illegal immigrant tells American citizen, no more money for you. Huh?
You what? No more money for you. Bye-bye. Go back across the door.
It's funny how the same group of people telling us, ain't no more money for you guys, now want camaraderie with us. But guess what, man? It's too late. It's no more money for you guys now. Now you got to go back to the crib, which you're acting like is a punishment. What's going on there? I don't know. All I do know is, please, man, keep us out of it. We have nothing to do with it. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have our own battles to face here coming up pretty soon. So please, leave us out of it, G.
Hey, that's the funniest part, how they be talking about FBAs. And but the motherfuckers do not say that on the plane on the way home, huh? They be right down the street. Our country is better than yours. They be right down the street. They is not saying that on the plane or a bus on the way to the house, to their country. They right here sitting in this country saying, y'all have no culture. You don't have this. You don't have that. We're doing this. But they do not be saying that shit on the plane. But okay, this the one, y'all seen the land grab. Yeah, land grab. So have y'all seen the Pierce Morgan interview though? Did y'all see it? Please tell me you seen the Pierce Morgan interview. I was in here cracking up for so long, man. That shit had me crying. That boy Flacky Flack, I don't know how you say his name. How you say his name? I don't know how you say dude's name. Flacky, Sticky Taki, Taki Tiki. I don't know. Hey, Tiki Taki, I'm about to show y'all this shit. This shit had me dying laughing. I said, Pierce Morgan ain't never been so probably embarrassed in his life. Wait, let me see if I can find the one. Oh, let's see. Hopefully this is it right here. Hey, Pierce Morgan was trying to gas him about, you feel me? Because he was saying basically if he had a child, if he had a girl or a boy, like he wouldn't want them to be gay. If they was gay, he'd kick them out the house or whatever, which I understand that's his feelings. But he kept pressing him. And old boy just went left on him. I was dying laughing. He said, man, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. You feel me? He just went totally left on him. Oh, yeah, he talking about the Epstein files. He got his ass. He laughed. Now Hennessy sells down. I don't drink Hennessy. I've been stopped drinking that. You gotta get this white cognac. It's $100 a bottle, but it's good. He was hot though, bro. He said Hennessy sells down. Wait, I want to get to the. Wait, let me see if I can find the one, because he was going bad on that boy. I want to see the full one. Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to find it on YouTube. I'll just play one of these right now. Okay, hold on. I got, he said cooked. Well done, huh? Okay, I got the whole thing right here. Try to speed it up. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for it. If I do, I don't give a fuck. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, dang. Wait, hold on. Dang. It didn't pop. Hold on. My bad, y'all. You pull it up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This shit is so hilarious. I said, yeah, talk about Hennessy stocks down. You trying to start a riot. Don't be doing that. Don't be saying stuff like that. Talk about Hennessy sales down. Feel me now? People drinking Dose and
I can rage bait people in my DMs, which I enjoy doing anyway.
I mean, look, as I was saying to you when we got to start, what you want to do with your life is entirely down to you. It doesn't. It's no impact on me whatsoever. And if you had a son who turned out to be gay, you would disown him, you said.
No, my actual life ambition, right, genuinely since young, is to grow up, make money, retire my mum, meet a nice girl from a good family, then have a gay child who fucks other guys. That's what I want. So I genuinely want that. I also want him to go out on the weekend and put makeup on and dance around in the gay strips.
Listen,
no, I want that.
I can hear your fan base cheering you on. I know what you're doing. It's the double down, treble down. In fact, I saw some of your posts on social media before you did this interview. I'm going to own everything. I'm going to double down. I'm going to play that game. Wences did that a bit with me. And you know what I think?
Do you know what, bro? There's not a game.
By the way, I'm not your bro, Harrison. Call me Piers.
What, you don't want to be my bro?
I don't really want to be your bro, mainly because I have 2 bros of my own. One of whom was an army colonel, and one of whom is an excellent man as well. However, let me just ask you what you said in the documentary. You clearly actually would, by your own admission, disown a son who said they were gay. And yet your mother, you said, hates people that are racist, sexist, homophobic, and so on. Why be so brazenly homophobic? If your own mother, who you clearly love and respect and care about, if she's so against that, why would you be so happy to be brazenly homophobic?
Why you keep, I'm homophobic.
It's like I was looking at it like, why you keep on trying to throw his mama in it? Like, you feel me? Like, oh, your mom.
You would disown a child for being gay. That's about as homophobic as it gets.
That's your opinion, and in my opinion, that's not homophobic.
It's a fact of what homophobia is.
Okay. You have different beliefs. I don't care what your belief is. If you grow up,
well,
okay,
no, we don't actually. We both come from the same belief, which is we were brought up by mothers who did not share this.
Why? Hey, you can see, like, he's trying to hold it in. And this mother, he think he got him, though. He looking like, I got him.
So actually, we're very similar. It's just you've taken a weird turn.
But
so your mother, who hates homophobia, has got a son who actually thinks it's perfectly okay to say you would disown your own child, your own son, if they said they were gay.
Would you be happy if you raised your son and your son came out gay? Would you be happy, Piers? Would you be happy, Piers, if you had one child, one son? You wouldn't care?
No.
Okay, then that's your beliefs. Me and you have totally different beliefs.
Yeah, but
I know that you're trying to double down on this point.
Yeah, but Harrison, why do you think your belief does not constitute homophobia?
Piers, we can all have a push and a shove. You might not agree with some of my points. I don't agree with some things that you...
I'll take a gram first. Like, I start off with a gram depending on what shrooms I got just to see how strong they is, because then once I take a gram after that, I know how many I could take for some reason.
Do and the way that you act. And I don't need to go into them. But if you want me to, and you want this to turn into something that it doesn't need to be, then we can all have a push and shove.
That's what he's saying. He's saying, man, look, man, we can keep this on some pimp shit, or we can turn this into some gangster shit right now. Right now. Pierce, what you trying to do? Pierce, bold as hell, though.
I'm genuinely interested in how you felt this Netflix show went, and the things that Louis Theroux had you saying on camera.
What I do with my children is up to me.
Of course.
Okay? I don't agree with you going to Epstein's Island and having freak-offs with Ghislaine Maxwell and the rest of them. But I don't need to bring it up because this is about misogyny and everything like this.
Harrison,
okay?
And the things that Louis...
His whole facial expression changed when he said that shit, huh?
Through had you saying on camera.
What I do with my children is up to me.
Of course.
Okay? I don't agree with you going to Epstein's Island and having freak-offs with Ghislaine Maxwell and the rest of them. But I don't need to bring it up because this is about misogyny and everything like this.
Harrison,
okay? I don't agree with that, sir. Freak-offs on the island.
Yes, nor do I. And
are you sure? Are you sure?
Do you want to keep doing this? You'll make yourself look very stupid.
Are you sure, Piers?
That I've never been to Jeffrey Epstein's island. I'm 100% positive. I never met the man, never went to his island. I met Ghislaine Maxwell for 5 minutes at a book launch. If you've got any supplementary
mentioned a lot of times. Mentioned a lot of times in there, sir.
I have no problem. You're not. I don't think. If I say this very respectfully, I don't think you're very well informed about things like that, or you wouldn't go there because it's.
Why are you in the files?
Why don't you check the 27 references to me in the files?
Why are you in the files, sir? Very close to these types of people.
Go and check. And all your followers.
Why don't you just say it? Why you gotta tell him go and check? Why don't you just say it, man? Call him out. Be like, man, I was in there, but I was in there for this, and this, and it had nothing to do with nothing else.
The great thing about the Epstein files, you can put somebody's name in, and you
like to compare me to Tate and Myron and everyone else. So because my name is close to them in the manosphere. But if I compare you to Epstein and Maxwell, you have a clear problem with it, sir. You compare me to Myron and all the others in this homophobic, misogynistic, whatever world. I'm comparing you to Epstein then because you're in his files.
Harrison,
exactly. Let's
you're
stop
making
this.
yourself look an
Let's
even
go
bigger
back.
idiot than you did on the Netflix show.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
To people like
now
you,
I'm an
sir,
idiot?
I don't mind that. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who's cleaning her car. Is that why you have a problem with me? Is that?
Hey, it's some words that you just don't use on black folks, on niggas, and that was just one of them. When he said that idiot shit, oh yeah, you
misogynistic, whatever world. I'm comparing you to Epstein then because you're in his files.
Harrison,
exactly. Let's
you're
stop
making
this.
yourself look an
Let's
even
go
bigger
back.
idiot than you did on the Netflix show.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
To people like you, sir, I don't mind that. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who's cleaning her car. Is that why you have a problem with me? Is that why you're pushing this homophobic narrative? Because I'm the big black man that your wife while you are on holiday. Okay? We can all have a push and a shove, sir. Let's go back to talking about the documentary and less of the homophobia.
Do you know what? Here's what I think about you. I watched the documentary. I think you're a fucking idiot. I think you're a sexist, misogynist, homophobic twerp who got exposed in a global way by Netflix, by Louis Theroux, for what you are. You're a little half-wit, and you'll make your little followers
don't get rattled.
a little laugh and everything
rattled.
else. But I don't see any point wasting. There's no point in me wasting my time talking to you. Is there? What's the point?
Exactly. No, do you know what? Let's chill it down then, because what I just said, there's 50 more things that we can have a stupid back and forth and try and
No, I
each
don't
other.
care. I don't
Just
care
talk
about
to
your
me
silly
normally.
insults.
Talk to me normally. Talk to me normally.
I don't care about your silly insults.
But what do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care? What I said is facts. I have a picture of it. I can flip it around and show you right now.
I couldn't care less about.
But that's crazy because he said, "Look, I don't care about your silly insults, but you insulting him. You calling him idiots. You calling him bruh. I'm glad he gassed
Your silly little insults. It's like a 2-year-old. Why would I care?
A 2-year-old. A 2-year-old. Listen, sir, I don't know why you come on and talk like you're holier than now. As soon as you're away,
All right,
who's this? Applications are open.
All right, let's just.
That's your thing, bro. That's your girl.
Let's end this, please.
Cooked.
You know what? I'm not doing this. Sorry, guys. It's pointless.
Hey, the way he said, that's your ting, bro.
Applications are open.
All right, let's just.
That's your thing, bro. That's your girl.
Let's end this, please.
Cooked.
You know what? I'm not doing this. Sorry, guys. It's pointless.
Man, hey, man, this old folks better leave these young people alone, man. Period. I know he ain't. I know he not. I just say he was. He from way over there.
See, this is what happens when you marry a...
Hey, he from way over there. I know he ain't us, but he was funny as hell. He act like one of us. You call him a cosplayer or anything else. He roasted that nigga Pierce Morgan, though. Pierce Morgan, whatever his name is, roasted him. That shit is hilarious. I was over here dying laughing. It's like, I'm not voting Democrat. I'm not voting at all. Independent, huh? I'm not voting at all, bro. I think both sides be trying to get us. Like, how we gonna vote for any of the parties and both parties was against us from the jump? That's the part that throws me off is the fact that we know both parties was against us from the jump, from the beginning. We can't win. Like, we can't look, y'all, as a people, we can't say nobody got our back and then turn around and try to depend on somebody. We can't have it both ways. Either nobody has our back and we have our back, or is somebody out there that give a fuck about us? You feel me? It's like, no, none of, they don't. They just don't. Like, especially when it comes to that, when it comes to them offices and them politics, they ain't never had our back. Every time. They used us for our votes. But then when they couldn't even get that no more, what they do, they brought in immigrants and they went for their votes. And then, to where they didn't need you no more. And Trump, yeah, I don't know, that orange dude came in and kind of shut a lot of that shit down. He's trying to get rid of them. You feel me? Kind of switch it up. But he's not even for us either. I don't think any of them is. We're gonna have to like buy our own island or something, a plot of land, and just make it all ours, and go off. But I'm gonna tell you when I was in prison and the Bulldogs broke away from the Norteños, they had a lot of it was a lot of flack. It was a lot of shit. There was a lot of people hating on them and whatever, but all sides kind of hating on what on they move. But I feel like that's with us right now. Everybody already was hating on us though. So when we do the breakaway and we start to become our own thing and we move away from everybody, fuck everybody, like we like on that fuck everybody thing, it's gonna be a lot of people gonna hate us. A lot of people gonna hate us, but who cares? They didn't like us anyway. You feel me? Like, because if they did, what they would be saying is, I understand. And I see why, yeah, I think that's a good move for you guys. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say that because they, man, I'm telling you, they already don't like us. So all the dislike just starts coming out. Now it's like, we was all these things. You feel me? We lazy. We bums. We just, our YNs, kids just kill each other and all this shit. You feel me? Like they don't go through the same shit. That's the part that be killing me. But I don't know. If we don't vote, the immigrants will get in office and take over the country. Donald Trump ain't about to let the immigrants vote no more. He about to change that. Watch what I tell you. He's about to change all that shit. He about to change. I guarantee you, he's going to change all that shit. Period. To where everybody, like the one place where they were saying, "Oh, you need an ID to vote." You feel me? Like if you come in, bro, you the wrong person voting, you might go to jail. I'm just saying. You feel me? But I think that dude gonna change all that, because that's what he's already saying. That's what he's already saying. Let's see. We have an FBA sister running for Congress in Illinois. We have to have politicians for us. And that's what it is, bro. That's what I feel like. If they're not FBA, why the fuck we voting for them? If it's not one of us that's actually fighting for us because they're one of us, they lived around us, they know us, they understand us because they're one of us, then what's the use of voting? Because every time we vote, no matter who they put in front of us is going against us. But they're going to sound good when they speaking. That's what they supposed to do. Well, I mean, when the dope man is selling you dope, do you think he going to tell you that the dope is bad? Do you think he going to tell you, well, at least 5 people that I know that took this shit, they died, so you got to be careful. No, he's going to tell you it's some good shit. It's some good shit. Look, trust me, it's some good shit. He just wants your money. The dope man is going to always lie to you because he's going to be your best friend. You feel me? The dope man is always going to be your best friend. You feel? Because he know. The dope man know that without you, he would be broke. Without you, he wouldn't have anything. So therefore, he got to become your friend. He's got to sell you, even if he's selling you bad shit, you feel me? He's not going to tell you. He's not going to give you that game. Because he want that bread. And who cares? Like the dope man, you think the dope man care if he got 100 customers and 5 of them drop dead from what he's selling them? He doesn't care. It's only 5 out of 100. And then he's going to have another 1,000 more standing behind him. I'm just saying. Like, we gotta accept this shit for what it is. Chicago. Who is that? That sounds like a Pritzker. Who is Pritzker? Hold on, I gotta go see this real fast. Pritzker, huh? Oh. Name somebody. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Name somebody. Name one of us that's running. Do you feel me? What is one of us? What's one of us is being in office right now? Who's trying to? One of us at least. It got to be one of us. It has to be. Like before they let one of us in, they'll let the Terminator in before. They let the Terminator in before they let one of us really get one of us for reals. Like, you know, like your uncle. Like, remember Chris Rock made the movie where he was like the president and shit? I forgot what it was called. And remember they said, okay, who gonna be your runner up? And remember it was Bernie Mac. And he came out there as soon as he came out the train. What was he doing? He's like, hey, brother, here, can you watch my mixtape? He was smacking everybody he came across. You feel me? Like, we need a motherfucker like that. We need somebody like Bernie Mac, you feel me? Like one of our uncles or something like that. I don't know. This should be weird, man. I just never trusted these people. I never did, and I never will. And that's just me. You know, you can do it your way. You feel me? Like, you know, they treat that shit like Burger King. Have it your way. But every time, whenever, no matter what vote or whoever gets in, everybody's always complaining. There's a reason for that. Because they wasn't fucking for you. And they're not going to be for you. That's just part of it. Yeah, head of state. Head of state. Head of state. Even Chris Rock knew in the movie, like, wait, y'all want me to run for president? He said, president of what? They said president of the United States. He said president of what United States? They said president of the United States of America. He said, what America? Because they know. They like even in that movie, he knew they wouldn't let one of us in the office, bro. Like that's what I feel like. See, you don't know NATO. I don't know NATO. I damn sure don't know NATO. But I feel like that's where we got to start at. Like, as a people, we got to start getting into these offices in order so we can help you know, in order so we can really see how it works. Because like us on the outside, like the way that we are, we'll never see how it really works. Like, we going to come up with ideas and we're going to say all these different things as we're voting for each side, Republican, Democrat, but we never got nobody on the inside to really look at it and go, hey, this is what's going on. Like, I'm there. I'm in it. I see it. I'm working it. I go to work every day. Now I can explain it to my people. If we don't have no person in office like that, man, they're going to keep duping us. They're going to dupe us over and over again. So we got to infiltrate. We got to... I'm kind of tipsy right now. But I'm saying, this is my tipsy. You feel me? Some of y'all get mean and y'all get angry when y'all tipsy. This is my tipsy right here. I'm toe up. This shit's strong as hell. But we do have to infiltrate and have somebody on the inside in order to really understand it, because I feel like everybody is on the outside looking in. Like like everybody's outside of it looking at it going, oh, this is the structure. This is how it's working. This is what it's doing. And that's illusion after illusion after illusion. So really having somebody that's in there that's actually doing it, you feel me? They can like break it down better. Because we even have people that go in office and that actually get in the office and they don't be FBA and they still lie to us. And then when stuff don't start going their way, they'll give us a little bit of the truth, but they won't give us enough. You feel me? They'll just give us enough in order to keep us behind them. And like, that's the scary part. Because it's like they're always using us in one way or another, and we fucking keep falling for the shit over and over and over. We need people in the FBA, just us. Nah, we do, bro. Like, I feel like we do. It's going to be hard, because I'm going to tell you, you got to understand, like, just us, like me as one person even talking. Like, because I hear everybody on their talking points. I go and watch certain people videos, and I hear them talk, but I feel like I don't give a fuck what, bro. One man can't speak for 1 million people. It's impossible. One man can't speak for 2 million people. What, like no matter what he's went through or what he's seen in his life, he can't speak for all FBAs. He can't speak for all Black Americans. It's impossible, because even like, you know, if we lean to one side, to one person, that person is still gonna play a part to where they're gonna have their own beliefs, and they're gonna fight for their beliefs of what. It's got to be like a group thing to where everybody understands and everybody is fighting for the same thing. If it's not, we're gonna get that one person in there that we think has the same beliefs as us. Oh wait, shit, this already happened. This is what always happened. You think they have the same beliefs as you, and then when they get in there and you see they not the same. They not the same. They wasn't the same. It just sounded good for you. So it's like that's the scary part too, just knowing how people are. Like, you know, I hate to even put my trust in people. In people in general. I don't care what shade they are or what they are. I hate to put my trust in people, because soon as they get their foot in the door and like they start making money or this start happening, they switch up. It's so easy. And we see it every time. We just don't call it out. Like, and now us, since we saying we FBA or we this or we that, we need to call out all the bullshit. We need to call out all of it. Because, you know, period. Like, we get our foot in the door. We start, it's like almost like, remember on the Wash, you feel me, when Snoop Dogg got Dr. Dre the job, and when Dr. Dre got the job, he became manager, and then you see how he was trying to treat Snoop, you feel me, like he was better than him, because, you feel me, he had a higher status than him. This is what we do, and that's the scary part, is actually picking somebody who don't have that mind frame of thinking. And this is something that a lot of us have, because power, we want, like, power. Just that power alone will change a person's whole demographics. Like a person that ain't never had nothing, going from never having nothing to having something. We got friends, we seen them switch up, and we say, golly, man, nigga, just because you got money now, you want to act weird and shit. You like that's the scary part to me. That's the scary, like with any program that starts to run or starts to become something, that'd be the scary part. To say, let's see, people are in it for themselves. Yeah, that's what it be. That's what it be. It's like, and I hate to say that, but that's how it is. That's how it always is, man. It's like, you know, we need somebody that actually care about everybody. Because people don't understand, like, when you get into a certain position, you're going to be taken care of. Like, you're going to be taken care of. It's not going to be like, you know, the regular working man going to work 5 days a week just to try to pay rent and try to keep up. You're going to get into a demographic to where you're not going to have to worry about none of that shit. So when you get over there with them, you're going to begin to act like them. Like, we seen this shit in movies. We seen it happen in our own lives with people all the time. Like that good friend that you grew up with, but y'all was like kind of nerdy. Like, y'all didn't kick it with like all the gangbangers and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, your homeboy starts to run with the gangbangers. You don't want to be in the gang. So you're not kicking it with them. And then now, you know, you don't get along with them sometimes. So now you begin to start funking with your friend because he's like into the gangs now. And now he's looking at you like an outsider because, you know, you didn't start running with that gang. And it's like, that's how it be. And I think that's the scary part of it. I hate to say it. Spiritual catharsis. What is that? I ain't heard that. Yes, I have. Crafty crabs in the barrel. Yeah, that's it. And that's the part that I'm saying. And like, don't man, you gonna hear me say a lot of shit, and I like, cause I'll be talking, and I'm just saying, when you hear it, just go look at it yourself. Like, you know, it might sound crazy at times because the programming is real, and we all have been studying programming. That's why you see everybody keep on asking me about the mushrooms. You feel me? I was gonna dive in tonight. Tonight's supposed, like, the weekends is supposed to be the times where I like really dive in and go into that thing. But I've been kind of chilling. Because I feel like even when it comes to going into what we would call the spirit world, I done seen so much of it that shit, I just want to live now. Like, I done been into those worlds and those lanes so long that I just kind of just want to be. I just kind of want to be, and I, just paying attention to everything everybody's doing and kind of like laughing at it because, like, every life that been lived, like think about this though, right? Every person that lived this life and that didn't walk this planet, you don't think they thought they was right in every move they was making as they was here, as they built themselves as a human, as they walked around? You don't think they thought they were right? I'm talking about from the pharaohs of Egypt all the way down to the homeless people of Egypt, the pharaohs of Kemet, or whatever you want to call it. Everybody that walked this planet, they thought they were right. And this is the thing, right? So you got the Israelis fighting these people. You got the Russians fighting these people. Both sides is feeling like they're right. If you go ask the ones over here on this side, they gonna say they're right. We're correct. This is why we doing it. You go to that side over here, they're gonna say, "Oh, we're right. This is why we doing it." Because it's like everybody got their own perspective on what life should be and what should be happening and what people should be doing. And then, like, I call it I hate to say it, I call it the God mentality. I call it the God mentality because like people talk about God, but people don't understand God. Like, people don't understand God. People don't understand the creator of all things. People don't understand that all these things are different things. Because once God realized what God was within life, what did God do? God became the controller of life. Because even if you read, no matter what book you read, a lot of stuff was already here. And God just added to it because he had the power to do that. So once he added to it and he tried to make the world what he thought the world should be, it didn't work out. So, like any other man, like Trump, like any other president, what's the first thing they say? If they can't rule something, they will destroy it in order to make it anew. And this is what was said. This is what God said. Like, okay, dang, if it ain't going to work for me and everybody's not going to follow what I think is right and what I think it is, I'm going to destroy it and I'm going to make it all over. And this is what we do as people. People don't understand the as above, so below fully. That's what it's saying. It's saying the way God thinks, because God is the image of you, which is you. You think the same way. We walk around with that same mentality to where when we seeing things and we feel like that thing is not working for us, we want to destroy it and make it our way and build it to what we think it is. That's the God mentality. Now, when you get to the creator is something bigger. The creator is the thing that's actually being everything and letting everything be what it is. It's the power being behind whatever is actually happening, whatever. You feel me? But when you get the God mentality, you try to control life. You walk around like God, not knowing that this is what you're copying, and now you're trying to control everything that life is doing. And then when you can't control it, you get angry. You have an attitude. Ain't that what God did? Like when Moses didn't do this. Oh, now they say, oh, now God is angry. God is angry because I didn't complete this task. I didn't do this thing right. But it's like a lot of these things we don't understand, bro. I'm telling you, we don't understand because these people have been selling us the dream of what all of it is. And when we believed it, we walk around with that same mentality. And we wonder why we got that same mentality. We wonder why we got that same mentality, why countries are fighting. We have that mentality because of our belief systems. Each one of our belief systems said that all this shit was okay to do. Because God said, okay, the devil is evil, and at the end I'm going to destroy the devil, and I'm going to destroy all the evil people. So the belief system that you have, it doesn't matter what it is, anything opposing your belief system you want to destroy. You don't want it to be here no more. It'd be weird because even if you listen to people when they talk, like what do they say? Oh, I can't wait till God come and destroy this evil system of things. But did you know that the evil that you're saying is evil is the one that you created and said it was evil because you don't understand reality? So now we're walking around trying to control reality because we were always the generators and the creators of reality. We were always the power behind everything that was happening. Because if everybody didn't believe in a Democrat, do you think it would exist? If everybody didn't believe, like we believe, we make the unseen things and we make them true. And then we accept them and we believe them. But we don't understand that anything that we make true becomes a living entity. So like once we make the United States and we make the president and we make Democrats and we make all these different other things, bro, they become true. They become their own entity. They say it as they write it, they saying it. You feel me? They like, okay, yeah, the United States is its own entity. Japan is its own entity. You feel me? Because when people, all the people come together and this is what they make the one thing, their selves. Because the people is the battery. That's why on the Matrix, when you look at the Matrix, they got everybody in the little fucking things, you feel me? And their energy is going out to create everything that is actually reality. Whatever they decide that they believe in or they work on together as a team. As a team. And it's like, it's fucking crazy, man. Money. I hate when we gave our energy to money. Once we did that, it was over. Once we gave our energy to anything material, because we didn't, like, we gave our stuff to the material things that we were actually making, that we were creating. But this video ain't about that. This video ain't about that. FBA only. My skin is pink. If you rip some off, you go to that first layer. Hey, it's wild. I think that's why, like, when it comes to psychedelics, a lot of people be kind of spooked because, like, when you go down your ancestral lineage, or if that's what you want to call it, or whatever you want to call it, you'll see yourself living all your past lives. You'll see yourself living lives as many different people. And you'll remember it in full. Like, you'll remember it in full as, like, many people that you done lived over time. Which is wild because it's like we get it, but we don't get it. I think we get it, but we just don't care to get it because we're creating and generating what we want to see and what we want to believe and what we want to accept. So once you start doing that, who is the one always telling you right on all your decisions? On everything you do. It's like, that's what I always think about. I say, who was the one always telling me I'm right? Even the time when I went to go rob that store, who said it was going to be a good idea? You feel me? My thoughts, my ideas all came together and said a lot of the wrong stuff that I seen or did would be good ideas. And I accepted it. You feel me? Like that voice in my head always telling me, this is good, that is bad, and all that. And it's like, dang, I've been believing it. But who is that voice exactly? Have you ever thought of that? The voice that talked to you in your mind all the time since you was little. Who the fuck is that voice? And why that voice always got the answers to everything? Even when you're doing something wrong and you get caught, that voice is always there. That voice never leaves. That voice is always saying something. Like, even when it comes from God, it's being your voice. It's like, man, it's like, this should be crazy as shit. 5MEO DMT. I know I got Dimitri. I just ain't dove in. I just ain't dove in. I'm gonna tell you too, right? And you know, I'll be being straight up, cause like I feel like I think what kind of like got me, like, I love the psychedelic community, but at the same time I felt like it wasn't different than any other community or belief system. It wasn't no different, bro. It wasn't no different. Because you get to the point to where they want you to talk like this and they want you to talk like that. And it's like, I don't talk like that. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I always said, I love being myself. I'm not trying to be nobody else or anything else. You feel me? Like, a lot of people are trying to be all these different things that are out there. They're trying to be Republican. They're trying to be Democrat. They're trying to be all these things in order to feel like somebody. And it's like, don't make you. You make the thing. So, like, even when they talk about FBA, like, we make that. It don't make itself. any of these things, we make it what it is. It don't make itself. It don't have no control over itself. We have control over the things. So it's kind of weird, bro. It's kind of weird. I ain't even gonna get into all this. I'm about to go. I'm about to go. I'm about to go and finish my drink. Because when I start talking about all this, the shit get kind of crazy. And when I say things like when I said like the part of like when you don't understand reality, like you don't understand people, like even us as a people, how we form and we come in and out of reality over and over again. So different plans that we have for ourselves or different things that we do for ourselves, we do on purpose. A lot of things we do on purpose because we know we are infinite. A lot of people don't understand this. We are infinite entities. We are infinite beings. So we come into life over and over again. Soon as you go out of life, you're already on your way back. Soon as you go out, you're on your way back. Because that energy that you are, it never dies. It constantly flows. It constantly goes. And sometimes we just pass it on to other people. But that energy, it never dies. So as that energy is being everything and anything at the same time, because all it's doing is basically looking at life and looking at reality every which way possible. It's basically exploring reality and life in every which way possible, as a butterfly, as a person, as a black person, as a white person, as a person with no hair, as a person with hair, as a person with big lips, as a person with, it's exploring reality in every which way possible. So each time from it being just a reality explorer, each time that it gets into a certain part of reality, it has to be that. That's the only way it's going to get the full feeling of it, is by just being it. So that's why we be the certain things that we do, that we be as we're going. We be all the certain things that we be because we're feeling it. We're getting the full effects of it. We're diving deep into it. That's why, you hear people say, oh, dang, I'm everything and I'm nothing at the same time. Because as you're walking around, you can damn near be anything that you want. Like when it comes to the mind, because the mind is eternal. It's forever. It's like forever. It's infinite. It's infinity at its finest. The mind is infinity at its finest. We come and go. Yeah, we come and go. We come and go. Like think 100 years before now, right? Everybody for 100 years before now is gone. 200 years from now, everybody is gone. 300 years from now, everybody is gone. Everybody. So 200, I'll say 115 years from now, everybody that's living on this planet right now is not going to be here. The only thing going to be stuck here when you gone is your ideas and what you believed. That's it. And some of that is going with you. Some of that is not going to be here. Because every time when you come back, you come up with a new way of looking at life. Each time you come and you live life, you look at it a totally different way, because you don't come back with your thoughts. You don't come back with it. Like there are some energies that got so high, like when you got, this is why you got Thoth, you got Anubis, you got all these different other gods and these other entities that energy is so strong. They know how to bring their energy back, but they still don't come back with their memories, because the memories is wiped, because they're gone. It's almost like your computer. Each time you go get a new computer, you don't come back. Your new computer you don't open it up and the new computer just have all your old shit on it. You gotta damn near download all your shit onto the new computer. You feel me? Like you have to download it, and sometimes you don't even get it all. Even when you do a new phone. When you get a new phone, you got to start adding all your shit back in there. And what always end up happening? A phone number call you, and you like, hello, who the fuck is this? You feel me? Hey, it's your Cuddy, man. You ain't got my number? No, it was in my old phone. I'm glad you called me, because I forgot it was in my old phone. See, and this is what's cool with the psychedelics. because that's what the psychedelics do. It take you back over the other lives that you lived, and you get those memories back because you don't have them as you're going. Because you rebuilding, you starting all over from scratch. It's like Windows 11 just came out, and you open up the system, and you just started downloading shit. You started down a new, let's just say a new iPhone. You got the iPhone 17. You just start downloading stuff. And every time, you know what? Every time you come back, you download new stuff because the technology has changed. The circumstances have changed. So every time it seems like you're living in a new life, but you're not. Because, oh man, bro, this should be hella deep. This shit is like, when you think about it, it's only one life being lived, right? Because we look at ourselves. See, we don't understand when we pass on DNA, when we pass on like that sperm, when we pass it on to the next life, our kids or whatever, that's us all over again. Life don't stop. See, we look at it like, oh, death, that's where life stops, and whoop, 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 and then no, life don't stop. Once you already pass your genes on, life is still going. Life is still moving forward through everybody that live after you. So everybody that lived before us is in our body right now. This is the almost the evolution of everybody that lived before us right now in this body. So once we pass it on, it keeps going. But we look at it, because we look at death different. We don't understand death. We look at death as being, oh, when the body dies, you just know you're not here no more. And it's like, no, you're still here. You're just living in that body right there. But when you started off in that body, that's why a lot of people don't even understand that you can come in life at any different age, at any age, bro. You won't be constantly aware sometimes until you're 40 years old. Sometimes you might get constantly aware at 30, at 20, at 10, at 5. It's like, it's hella weird. It's hella weird. Let's see. What do you say? Look at the eras in the past. We come to create, and that's all we do. That's all we do. We come in and we take everything and we just create. We constantly create. We create different gods, and it just goes on and on and on. On and on and on. It's like it's not even no days. It's not like really no days. We made the day thing, the day and night thing, in order to have time, in order so we can save things, in order to try to remember in the next life. Now, when you think of, who is it, the Dalai Lama or it's the Buddha, right? Look how slick they are, though. See, because they had an understanding of the shit. So that's why they'll put the things in front of the baby and go, okay, depending on which one he choose, they'll know if that is that energy reincarnated. And a lot of times when they pick that right one, what do? Now that they know that you are the Buddha reincarnated or the Dalai Lama reincarnated, now we have to upload you with everything that he had. And that's why he be able to remember, because they start downloading everything that he remembered, everything that he had when he lived his last life and the lives before it, they start downloading it. You feel me? We don't do that. What we do is we upload what reality is now. Now we upload like what is now. We don't upload you with the past or, like what really came before you and try to check your temperature and see what you go to and see where your energy is focused at. No, we upload the program. The program that they told us to upload. They told us to upload the program that we programming our kids with right now, because these are the things they don't want you to know. Because if you knew, you would be in a better space, because you will understand that, you were the power behind reality. But why would I want you to know that you are the power behind what's going on with reality? Why would I want you to know that? See, now, once I know this and I understand it, it's okay if I send 100,000 y'all to war and 50,000 of y'all pass. It's not going to bother me. You know why? I understand reality. I understand it. It's going to bother everybody else that's fighting this shit, but I have control. I done made it to where I got control. Everybody, you not going to understand it, but I understand it. You feel me? It's just like I understand the game. Like when I'm sending you, like that be the crazy part. And like That'd be the crazy part, bro. God is creating experiences. Yeah, but that's when you start to see that you that God, and all your experiences is going, all our experiences is going to the same place right here. Right here, because this is the infinite part of us that exists within everything. Is that mind thing that's in there. Like we call it the primordial ooze. Because it can, the mind, when you close your eyes, it's all blackness. It's nothing there. But when you open it, you begin to see things. And like even when you close your eyes and you think of things, you can create. You can put yourself in places. You can change your way. You can do all kind of stuff with your eyes closed, just thinking. You can make yourself be anywhere. Because that's the thing that's actually creating everything and making everything. Which is like weird as shit. Because it's like you think that when we young, they would teach us all these things. Because it's like, why not? We'll be more smarter. We'll be a lot more smarter and a lot better off if they taught us these things from the beginning. But it's like, why would I teach you that when I got to teach you something that's going to keep you in control so I can keep control of you? You feel me? Like, it's like the worst thing, bro. The worst thing I always said, like from diving in on psychedelics and doing all this shit, I said, dang. I said, a lot of things is done in order to protect you from you. Like a lot of things is done to protect you from yourself. Because really, the self, us as a person, is the most destructive thing walking the planet. Like we like when we came out, bro. Like you see our kids. You ever had your dog around your 2-year-old? How they be grabbing his tail, pulling his tail, doing hella weird shit to him. Like we came out destructive. Like so, everything that we teach each other is to kind of protect us from ourselves, because we are the destroyers. We the ones walking around killing each other and knocking each other down and destroying each other. We are the literal destroyers. We the repairers and we the destroyers at the same time. Because that's what we do. That's how come, bro, it's wild to think about. Like, we the destroyers like a motherfucker. We destroy everything. Let's see, our mind, our world. And they won't teach people how to use our minds because they want to own world like meta. Exactly. You get what I'm saying. Exactly. The same as the meta world. And what do? They go in there and they started selling land in the meta world. See, when we just went to the Sequoia Forest, and well, that was last week, and we tripped mushrooms. That's what I was seeing. Like it was crazy, right? Because we had a dope ass spot. We had a dope ass spot this time, and like, yeah, we should. We popped Molly, mushrooms, everything. We was deep up in there. But look, this was the view, right? Dang, let me see. Look, this was the view. This was the view from like where we was sitting at, like, at night in the day. This was the view to where we could see the whole mountainous range, right? It was so beautiful. I said, dang. I said, this is what we did. We came and we seen it. It was so beautiful. We chopped it up in squares and we start selling it to each other. I said, what the fuck? I was tripping hard as hell. I said, the shit was so beautiful. We chopped the land up in squares and started selling it to each other, and had a couple of people just have control over it. That's how beautiful it was. And now we're selling that we selling the beauty of life, the fun of life, and life itself to each other. That's what we're doing constantly, every day. We selling you your happiness, selling you your spirituality. I said, damn, we paying for spirituality, we paying for happiness, we paying to sleep, we paying to eat, paying to drink, and then when you die, oh yeah, they charging you for that. You can't die for free. The fuck? What you thought? You thought you was gonna leave here and you thought it was just gonna be over? No, we gonna charge your family. If you ain't got life insurance or something like that, no, we gonna charge your family. Like, life is charging now. It's like, it's all about that thing that we said was gonna be the shit, the money. And now it is. It's like, now, you feel me? You being charged for every move you make. Hey, it don't matter what it is you doing. You're getting charged for that shit. You feel me? You can't get away. You know, what the fuck? And we going to tax you on it at the same time. So we going to charge you and tax you. So we like double dipping. We double dipping. Like it's crazy. Sell you your happiness, sell you your freedom, sell you all of it. Because at first, like, you got to understand, they had to do something about the slavery days. They just wasn't going to let that shit just go to rest. That's the last thing they was going to do. You feel me? That's the last thing they was going to do. They just repackaged the shit and gave it back to us. They repackaged it and gave it back to us, and we took that shit. But now, like, I ain't gonna lie, that's why you see me laughing a lot, because this shit just be funny to me now. It's like we don't, like, as if we don't see the game. Bro, we've been playing, you know how long we've been playing the same game? Like, we've been playing this same game for a millennium. Since cavemen, since Egypt, you feel me? Like, you know, when they was doing the little, what's the names on the wall, the stick figures, Plato's Cave. I know y'all seen Plato's Cave. Plato's Cave said the motherfuckers was in the cave. They watching the shadow figures made by the hands on the wall. They thought it was like the gods and different stuff like that. They wouldn't even go outside. They thought the shadow shit was the shit. And then finally, when you go outside, you go, oh, shit, like it's a whole new life out here. This is what they do to us right now. Right now, what they show us, what they teach us, and how they do it, they keep our minds locked in a box to where you trap yourself. They don't have to trap you no more. You trap yourself, and then you're fighting the rest of your life trying to get out that box that you put yourself in, that they showed you. All they did was show you the box. And they said, look inside this box. As soon as you looked in it, you was trapped. You're done. You're done. Now you're the whole time you're living in that box. Sometimes people don't even want to get out that box. They're confined to that box. They don't want to get out. They didn't put the lock on it and lock themselves in it. We done seen a lot of people like that. We done seen a lot of our elders like that with their belief systems and their understanding, and take them all the way to their grave. The belief system and the understanding don't got to change nothing their whole life. They got us believing on hopes and prayers. Like we so stupid. We fucking dumb as shit, bro. Every time I think about this shit, I say we hella dumb. We praising, we talking about, well, you know, because in the next life, because, well, when Jesus come, you feel me, in the next life, we going to be, what the fuck you mean? This is the life. This is the next life. You're going to wait. You mean to tell me they made you feel so bad that you said, fuck it, you're going to accept the struggle and you're going to wait till the next life to think you're going to get something? No, it's not going to happen. That same energy that you are when you leave, you probably gonna come back as. You probably, that's why I'm telling you, bro, this shit is hella weird as shit. When it comes to reality, reality is weirder than what's real. When you get into the real shit, it's like almost, it's just like diabolical. It's diabolical. And it's crazy because when everybody get to the end, you're not gonna be able to blame nobody for your actions. Every action that you took, even when somebody misled you and you followed it and you went along with it, you're not going to be able to blame nobody. Because when you get to the end of life, your whole shit going to play out in front of you, and you're going to see every step that you made was your decision. You decided to believe this. You decided to accept that. You said homegirl was cute. You said that girl was cute. You said these girls is the best looking girls to me. You said these the kind of cars I like. You said, oh, this the kind of thing that I believe. This is what I want to worship. You're not going to be able to blame nobody, because every step was a choice that you made. You made. And that's the crazy thing about it. I'm telling you, when everybody gets to the end, that's going to be the most hurtful part when you get there. I'm open. I'm 66. Hey, when you get there and you find out you can't blame nobody for each action that you took in life, you're not going to be able to blame nobody. Let's see what's our state of mind is when we pass away. I think that's what create our next reality, whether it's something powerful or weak. At times, I believe too, it goes so many different ways. It seems at times too where a person within reality can generate an afterlife for you to go to where, like, if you accept it or you believe it, that's the one that you might see. Because if you notice, even when you watch a lot of near-death experiences, or you watch a lot of people dive in on psychedelics, their belief system is the first thing they really start seeing. They start seeing what they already believe in, and it becomes real. It becomes tenfold. Because the one thing that we don't understand about ourselves, we're multi-dimensional. We're just not existing on this plane. This is the physical plane. There's different planes of existence. There's different realities that we're existing in all at the same time, but they all come together and they work together. But when you're on this plane, you're only looking at this one. But the energy, the other aspect of energy that you are on the spiritual plane, it's being its own thing. It's not, it's here because it's the energy of this, but it's on its own plane of reality existing, and so forth and so forth. That's why they talk about the 12 earths or the 12 realms and all that shit, because we're existing on each realm of reality. We're existing on all of them. But you only can see this one right here, right now, because it's the one that you in. You feel me? Like, that's why when we take psychedelics, we can see the spiritual aspects of ourselves. We can see ourselves in the spirit world. We can see ourselves in all these different places. It opens you up, because one thing that the body is doing, the mind, the body, the eyes, the brain, it's blocking everything. It's blocking it, and not even blocking it. It's almost like reality is this thing that the eyes, the mind, the ears, the mouth, the sound, it all puts together for your experience. So like when I look at a color and I go, okay, my like this fatigue will be my favorite color, right? To me, this would be my favorite color. But when you look at this, when I say, oh, this is dope, when you look at it, you go, no, that's ugly. You feel me? Because we're generating two different realities at the same time. Like, we're generating many of them at the same time. Really, it's an infinite amount of realities at the same time. And it's weird. It's weird because you existing with all of them. So like, I always explain it like this. Say if I say, okay, I'm gonna go to the store, right? Now this is about now. Once I say I'm gonna go to the store, I already know what I'm gonna get. In my mind, I didn't create it and seen myself already go to the store, get whatever I'm gonna get, and come home. But on the way, I get a phone call, right? And somebody say, hey, I need you to come pick me up. Now, I didn't alter that reality. But that reality of me going to the store and getting what I got and coming home is still going in my subconscious mind. It's still playing out. Like, we create, like, on a daily basis, we create an infinite amount of realities. And as we create them, we just choose which ones we're going to live in within this reality. But we'll create an infinite amount of them, because we always create the good one first, and that's the one we'll follow. And then all it takes is one person to come in and throw a monkey wrench in your good plans that you created in your mind, and they'll tell you, well, what if this happens? And then that end up happening. But you play that one out too. You play that one out in real life, but that other one still exists here. It's still going on in your subconscious mind over and over again, and we play out these different realities over and over. Like, it's fucking hella crazy. Wait, hold on. Let me see what he said right here. He said, what mushrooms should start? What mushrooms should I start with, and where do I acquire them? I don't know. I ain't been talking about mushrooms lately. But if you do, I always say start with a gram, because you don't want to scare people. Scared of demons. People scared of themselves. People don't understand the demons just being the different thoughts and the different ideas that we have. And they're like every idea that we have or every belief that we have is an entity. And that's scary, because your heart is its own entity. Your lungs is its own entity. Like, my limbs, each limb is its own entity. So, like, picture being in a space to where you can see all your ideas and thoughts and belief systems come to life as an entity. So, because when we think about knowledge, like knowledge, though, you know, that's like thought and shit like that. So each understanding that we even have is a different entity itself. So if you take a lot, you might go in and you might see some of these entities. You might see some of these entities and it might scare you away. So I always say start off with the ground. Start off with the ground because like it's been what it's been like we got back last week on Wednesday. Here it is Friday. So it's been a week and a half. My brother ain't had a drink because like that's what it actually turned into to where my brother's been an alcoholic forever and when you see him he just looked like he was dying. So like I asked him did he want to because he ain't never went with me before like when I meet up with my friends and we all dive in on the psychedelics. So I asked him did he want to go and he was like yeah, and I'm glad he said yeah. I didn't know he just got out the hospital. You feel me? Again, you had to get pumped with fluids because you know he was binge drinking again. So we went and yeah, he did DMT probably like 15 times. Like 15 times. He dove in on the mushrooms. He dove in and everything to the point to where like now he calling me. Like this him like he called me today. He said, bro, he said, I don't understand this shit. He said all them triggers I used to have that made me go drink, he like I can see them clearly. He like, man, I get ready and they like this will happen, and then I tell myself, man, you stupid. Why'd you even think that? You feel me? He said he didn't understand it. He said he couldn't understand like how the hell could these mushrooms and the DMT stop him from drinking? And I'm like, bro, they rewire your brain. You feel me? They give you different what's the names neurons and shit. You to where it switch up your whole frame of mind of thinking. It's change you all up. It gets you back right. And you feel me? And he like everybody called me every day, like, you know, like, bro, I don't understand it. Like, you know, I can see it now. He's like, I'm just glad that you took me out there. I'm like, I'm glad you went too. Cause he needed that change. And cause everybody usually be like, bro, you taking them mushrooms, you taking them drugs, you doing this, you ain't got to do it that way. And it's like, nah, people gonna stop you from doing anything they don't understand. And I'm glad that I didn't let nobody stop me once I started. I'm so glad that I didn't. Let's see, weed was very intense for me. It felt like LSD 17. So yeah, that was the same with me. Like once I started diving in, that's why I really had to stop smoking because it was like the weed was it was too psychedelic. You feel me? I was I was in the zone off weed. It was totally different. It was totally different. I had to slow down. I said, man, I can't do this no more. I don't know, cause that's what a lot of people be talking about. Open your third eye. After you start taking psychedelics so long, that's what basically happens. Like your third eye be partially open. It never really closed. It never closed again. Like you can see through the veil of everything. But you just can't say it. You gotta like once you even understand it. McKenna said 5 grams. Yeah. I wouldn't take 5 grams starting off. Yeah, it might be too much for you if you ain't never dove in. You don't want to scare yourself. That's the one thing that you don't want to do. Like, don't start off with 5 grams. If you start off with a gram, so you get the feeling of it and work your way up. Next time 2 grams, then next time 3 grams. Because when you get in the 5 grams, like you get in the 5 and the 10-gram range, bro. I seen life as an energy. Life was coming down, death was going up. It was almost like a wave in the ocean. It wasn't even like how we look at it. It was just like literally like a wave in the ocean, like a wave going up, and as it went up, it came back down. Went up, came back down, and it was just that was the cycle of life. And it was like, dang, I was like, damn, I said, we as people, we really ain't got nothing to worry about. So we be all worried about death and all that shit, bro. We ain't got shit to worry about. And we've been doing this shit, man. We are travelers. We are interdimensional travelers. Like, period. How, I don't know. That shit is weird as hell. Like, when you start experiencing it and you start seeing it, you be like, wow. You be like, wow, this is beyond anything anybody ever showed me or talked to me about. And it's like I didn't learn it until I got in my 40s. That's what I'm mad about. Like, and then I see people coming here talking, man, I was taking mushrooms when I was 15. And I was taking LSD when I was 15. I'm like, wait, what? Like, what the hell? You feel me? But this is the thing. That's why they keep it blocked. That's it. But they gonna legalize mushrooms after a while, because once they find a way to where they can cultivate it and they can use it for themselves and use it, and have doctors use it and different things like that, they're gonna do the same thing like they did weed. They're gonna take it over. They're gonna take it over. Like, I guarantee you that. Bro, you said you become Egyptian gods on DMT. Yeah, I was Anubis. Like, I took like 3 grams one time, bro. I was Anubis. Look, I was Anubis. I walked out on my porch in my front house, and I was standing so tall, like I was like probably like 40 feet tall, and I'm looking down at my apartment. I'm looking down at it from the top, and I'm looking at my city from top. I was that tall, ears standing straight up, bro. I became Anubis like probably like 3 or 4 times off mushrooms. To where one time I woke up in ancient Egypt, right? Like, I'm in a bed. It was a big ass bed. It was these fucking furry little weird ass looking dogs. It was like these crazy little little figurines that were on the little desk that was next to me. And like I wake up. I'm Anubis. I get out the bed, right? And I walk to the balcony and I look over the balcony. Look, whole Egypt. I'm looking at the pyramids. I'm looking at whole Egypt, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. And then I turn around, and I was married to. It was weird because this the only time I seen this lady. She was like a hawk like type lady, like I like a hawk, like blue and white. It was like white with like the blue coming down the mirror. I was like down the middle. I was like, what the fuck? She was standing next to the fireplace. We had a big ass fireplace. She's standing next to the fireplace, so I tried to walk up and get to her and like see her, because I wanted to see her face. I couldn't tell what her face was, and I couldn't get to her face because then it switched me up, and like it was like these peacock feathers started coming in, and it was like peacock feathers and shit, and like the colors of like the greens and the blues that the peacocks be, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, what? I'm like, I ain't never seen this before, and I'm looking, then it was like boom. Next thing you know, like I'm standing in front of Thoth, like the ibis bird head god Thoth, bro, in front of me, in a big ass throne, right in front of me, looking at me like, and like when he see me, he went, and he was like moving around. He like, how the fuck did you get here? And I'm like, shit. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what you mean how I don't know how I got here. He's like, no, this is a level of consciousness that you reach that a lot of people ain't been here. And I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? Like thought? Like having conversations, and you'll get there to those different, heights of consciousness to where you will see you'll see Anubis, you'll see Thoth, you'll see the elephant head gods, you'll see even the one with the fangs and shit and the long tongue and shit, Isis. Like you'll get to those heights of understanding to where you'll see it. You feel me? Like, because oh damn, how do I explain it? A lot of our ideas and a lot of our thoughts is built off of those things. That's why they exist within all of us. And I think we don't know that, but they exist within everybody, to where when you go, you will see it because they exist within you somewhere. Where that place is, I don't know. But when you dive in on mushrooms, you can see it. But there's going to be a lot you're going to have to go through. It reminds me of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. How when they got in front of the Oz, they was hella scared. They was scared as shit, but when they pulled the curtain back, they seen it was just a normal man, and they was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a dude. Why the hell I'm scared of this shit? That's what it's like with psychedelics. To me, that's what it's like with psychedelics, because all these, when I talked about the boogeyman earlier, when somebody said in the video, said they act like the boogeyman because they hit us with the scare tactics. Then they come in and they try to save us. And this is what's always been in our life. So we scare ourselves, not knowing, because we don't understand what we are, who we are, or how we are. So we scare ourselves with the spirit world, with the spirits, and with all these different things. Once you get over that, you know, like it was almost being scared of the dark. And your brother be like, the boogeyman coming, the boogeyman gonna get you. You be running, you be scared, you be hiding. And then once you get over it, you be kind of laughing at yourself like, I was scared of the dark. It was the best thing to do is have the dark, because I can sneak in the kitchen and I can go do this and I can go do that. So it's the same thing with these different entities, with these different aspects of understanding. This is why they made demons and all these different things to keep us out. Like these things were the gatekeepers of the true understanding. Because once you get to a point of telling people that you've seen Anubis, or you've seen these gods, or you've seen different entities, or you've seen other realities of things that wasn't us but went kind of beyond us, people demonize it. You feel me? Like you don't have to tell them to demonize it. They do it instantly. Well, I seen this entity, it looked like this, like it looked like it's a monster, but it wasn't. Because like sometimes you'll get these octopus creatures, and they not even octopuses, bro. They like the colossal squid. How the colossal squid got the long tentacles with the damn with the spikes on the suckers. They be like that. And like they have the spikes like teeth on the suckers and everything, bro. And there'd be a gang of them swimming around. But once you like not have that fear of them anymore, there's things that they'll do that'll twist you in and out of realities, in and out of different lifetimes. That's like one of the ways you actually be able to see your different. Yeah, that's what people called it. People said it was the Kraken. And the shit, when you first see it, the shit be scary than a motherfucker. I ain't gonna hold you. I was scared as shit. Cause first it was a big ass giant one. Well, no, the first one I seen, it was climbing through my brain. Cause like you'll go to different aspects of your body. Like, cause this is what's dope, right? The partner that I was with, one of my friends that I was with, he brought his cousin. And his cousin is studying to be a doctor. Well, he already passed the shit and everything to be a doctor, so he's a doctor. You feel me? But in another country. But he started having him dive in. And he was seeing shit that he was like going, what the fuck? He was like, they never teach me this up in school. You feel me? But this Kraken thing, you'll see like, it was like a one-eyed octopus at first. The first one that I seen. And it was like kind of climbing through my brain. Like it had hella long tentacles and it was climbing through my brain, pulling itself through my brain. And it just had one big eye. And like I'm looking at it and I'm like, because every time I dove in, it got to the point to where I was scared. But then how I got over being scared was I would tell it, like, you know, show me yourself. I'm not scared no more. Like I'm giving in. I'm like, you know, so whatever happens, I'm just gonna let it happen. I don't give a fuck what it is. So I see that octopus thing, and it was like a pinkish, like purplish octopus climbing through my shit, like through my brain, and it got to my pineal gland, and it started eating, and like I'm like going like it, bro. It felt like somebody had a sledgehammer with a fucking screwdriver, and they was hitting my pineal gland, like and it, like that thing literally decalcified my pineal gland right there in front of me. And once that happened, the whole shit opened up to me. Like once that happened, after that trip right there, everything opened up to me, and then I was able to see the big one to where it probably was a Kraken or something. I don't know. That shit was hella huge, but it had a gang of little ones too. And then but it's like weird, right? Because each one of these places, like you can't get stuck in. Like it's like you almost gotta keep pressing forward. Like okay, even though I know that last one was scary, but the next one might be scarier, but I have to do it again so I can see if I can go past that place. And then the further you go, you start getting to the good shit, bro, to where Like, you know how when you walk in, like when they show the pictures of Egypt and they have like all the drawings on the wall, you get to shit that look like that. But it's like eyes, and you feel me? It's like made out of gold, and it's like painted eyes on it with like pyramids, like sideways pyramids, and like different hieroglyphs and all type of shit, bro. It like it will throw you off. It'll seem like somewhere like that would be in heaven or something. That's what it like literally seems like. It seems like it'll be in place somewhere like you in heaven or something. That's exactly what it seems like. And you can't explain it. Like, they always say, the one dude in the Bible, he said when he said a wheel within a wheel within a wheel with the eyes and all that, the wheels had the eyes on it. It'd be shit like that. And you like going, what the fuck? So this is what they were actually doing. They were diving in on this shit. This is why they was getting these visions. These visions just wasn't coming out of nowhere a lot of times. They were taking these dives. You feel me? That's why John Allegro, if y'all ever read it, John Allegro, he the one wrote The Mushroom and the Cross, because they gave him access to the Vatican and he went downstairs and he was able to see all the books. He the one who basically did the Dead Sea Scrolls, helped translate the Dead Sea Scrolls into English. But he was able to go down there and he read all the books, and when he came back up, he said, bro, Jesus was a mushroom. I ain't saying it's true, but once you start diving in, you start to see that it's all connected. You see the connection of all of it. He said, yeah, I'm sure for my birthday. Oh, yeah. Don't say that. Hey, because I was going to go in today, because usually that, like, I go in on, like, Fridays and Saturdays, and I just, like, trip all night. I'll be up all night just kind of tripping, just in the spirit world. And like shit get crazy sometimes. Like it don't get crazy to where it's scary to me no more. Even like when this shit look like an alien planet, like I do not be scared no more. I don't, because and that's why I always be like, man, I don't believe in the human gods no more, because I don't think the human gods is real. Because gods don't fight gods. What the fuck? That shit sounds stupid. How God gonna fight gods? Like God, what do you mean? The creator of all things can do anything where anything is possible. Why is God's gonna fight gods? And why is God gonna have humans fighting for what it is? It doesn't make sense no more. It doesn't make sense. It's something that we're doing as humans because we want control. We want to rule. And that's what they use. Like when you see them talking about when Christopher Columbus came over here, or when they went and they talked to even the Africans over there, what they do, they sold them everlasting life. That's what they sold them. This is what made them give everything up. They sold them everlasting life. I'm gonna give you everlasting life. It's right here. You feel me? It's in this book right here. You feel me? All you gotta do is do this. All you gotta do is follow these rules that I give you, and you're gonna get it. In the next life, though, you ain't gonna get it this life. This life, you gotta be a slave, or you gotta work for me. Jesus said the same thing. Hey, oh yeah. I think Jesus was too. I think because Jesus the one who said that the kingdom is within. He said the miraculous works that I do, you can do too. But he told him the kingdom is within. So if the kingdom was always within, how did it get outside? You feel me? They put the shit outside of us. But see, this is the part, I ain't talked about this shit in weeks. I think I don't be talking about it because I don't think it's the part everybody want to hear. I don't think it's the part everybody want to hear. I think everybody want to continue to do what we doing and keep the beliefs and the understanding that we're doing. That's why we're building their reality. That's why we're building the U.S. We're a part of America. We're making America what it is. We are the machine. It's like almost like it reminds me of ants, bro. It reminds me of ants. Like all ants is the same entity, but each one has its own colony. And what do they do when they get close to each other? They fight. They fight and shit. You feel me? Because they all have, they have different understandings, different lifestyles. And like, that's what I be feeling like with us. It's like, we get these certain understandings, and then we go enforce them upon people, and we want people to live like that, like this thing, because this thing told me to live like this, so now I gotta force it upon you, and that's not what it was used for. It was really used to make us recognize ourselves and be able to see ourselves and understand ourselves, and it's not used for that no more. It's used more as a weapon. Now it's a weapon. Like, it's a weapon. It's one of the best weapons. That's just like one of the, he said, ain't no death. You are God. You are it. And they killed him. Smush. Exactly. 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 But he was saying it to him. You feel me? And you know, whether the story is true or not, that's why he came back. He came back and he showed them. You feel me? Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all thought y'all killed me? Y'all ain't did shit. That shit y'all doing ain't nothing. I got understanding. Like, a lot of us do have that understanding right today that goes beyond anything. And then we kind of sit back because you get used to just watching the world just be the world. You know, you watch everybody fight, everybody fuss about everything, and it's like, just think, if everybody wanted the best for everybody, wouldn't the world be good? That's the problem. Everybody don't want the best for everybody. Everybody want the best for them and the ones that are around them and the beliefs that they have. They don't want the best for everybody. That's what they don't want. Because if we did want that, that's what it would be. And I think, like, even with us coming up with the different groups that we come up with, this is what we're trying to accomplish. But you can't accomplish that with one mind. It's impossible, bro. One person can't accomplish. Jesus, that's like, Jesus showed it right there that he couldn't do it. That was like the story showing you that no matter what it is, you can't control this thing. This thing is going to do what it wants. And if you don't follow the rules of this thing, it will take you out. And you will just have to come and live again and live another life in another way. But if you don't follow it, it will take you out. Yeah, greed, all type of shit. People want more than others. And that's the scary part. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying is the scary part about, like say if the FBA become this big thing, and then you actually get somebody that thinks they're really in control of the whole thing, and like, it can turn into something ugly. It just can. It can. It can. And I think we know that. And I think they know that. That's why they're trying to make a leader. They're trying to make a leader and say, okay, Tariq Rashid is the leader. They're trying to make a leader because they know once it gets a leader, it's destroyed. It's done. Once it gets a leader, it's done. Because now everybody's going to have to follow roll call. Everybody's going to have to follow suit. Everybody's going to have to follow that leader. It's not going to be about everybody. It's going to be about that leader. And that's what they want. And it's like, damn, as long as it stay the way it is right now, ain't nobody leading it, ain't nobody trying to be the leader, but everybody just spreading the word, it's going to be a lot bigger. They're not going to be able to handle it, bro. Check this out. A new saint, savior, etc. comes every 2,000 years. And right now we have another one according to the Jews. That's the cold thing about it, right? Okay, like, think about this, right? Like, when we even think of a saint and a savior, it's what somebody told us it was. Like, you telling me you not a saint and a savior? You don't fight for your kids, your wife, your family. Everybody is the saint and savior. This is the thing they're not telling us. Everybody, every person walking this planet gives his life for the things that he loves. And he will die for it. She will die for it. Every person is the walking Jesus. Nobody is not that. That's why Jesus said it many a times. You will be able to do more things than I can do. And you have. You just didn't give yourself the credit because they taught you not to give yourself the credit. Every one of these stories that we hear in every religion is talking about you. It's not talking about the people of the book. It's talking about you. That's why you picked up your cross. You carried it on your back to your death, all the way to the end of your death, to the end of life. That's what everybody's doing. That's the real story of Christ, is your story. That's everybody's story. And this is what we do, and we've been doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again, bro. Like it's weird. It's weird. It's like, dang, the shit is like, I can see it clearly now. Like then I didn't see it, but I can see it clearly now because like right now, you don't think you're a savior when it comes to you and what you're trying to do and the moves you're trying to make. Who are you making them for? Is you just making them for yourself? Like, do you go to work every day for just you? Or do you go to work for your family? Do you walk around with a gun to protect your family? Do you walk around with words of wisdom for you do it for you and the ones that you love? Like you giving your whole life. Like we will give our whole life for the ones that we love. For what we love. We give our life every day. Everybody does it. Like, what do you think gang members do? The same thing. Just because they put a new name on it and they put a new cover on it, just because they put a Corvette sign on it or they put a Lamborghini on it, is it not still a car? It's still a car. It's just a car taking every which form. But it's still a car, no matter what name you put on that motherfucker or what shape you put it in, it's still a car. So this is what we do as people. We're living the same thing. We're just putting names and different things like people say, well, back then, as kids, we used to go through this. We like the things that we went through and the things that we seen, they say we was more stronger. Okay. Let's say I accept that. But when you think of reality as being this one thing, you go, dang, the same way something hurt you back in the days, that same pain today can be felt from you taking an iPad from a kid. That same pain. So what makes them different? You do. We do. We make them different. We change them. You feel me? We change them because we think reality change. We think the feelings are different. And like feelings, hate is hate. Love is love. Like that's another thing that throw me off is certain things that we create in reality and then we actually think that it can be done away with. Like we think death can be done away with. We think hate can be like people gonna stop hating. Everybody gonna stop hating one day. We think everybody gonna stop fighting one day. This is what we think and this is what we believe. That's why we have the hope that we have. That's why we believe in the things that we believe in. Because we was trained to believe that one day somebody's going to come and somebody's going to save you from this world being what it is. Now, think about this, though, on this note, right? For black people, white people, Asians, Hispanics to all stop fighting first, the lions going to have to stop fighting with the hyenas. The hyenas and the lions and the cheetahs and the leopards, they gonna have to stop fighting first. Then the eagles gonna have to stop fighting with the goddamn crows and the other birds they funking with. Then on top of that, the damn weeds gonna have to stop funking with the grass. The ants gonna have to stop funking with the ants. The goats gonna have to stop funking with other goats. The hippopotamus gonna have to let the alligators start living with them and not chase alligators off. All this is gonna have to stop for us to stop what we doing. That's why I'm saying I feel like it's impossible. Because everything else, like bugs gonna have to stop eating bugs. Like that's part of this is nature. This is the one thing everybody doesn't understand. When we see it happening in nature, we separate the two. But it's the same thing happening in nature that's happening with us. Same exact thing, bro. And I hate to say it. That's the evil part of life. That's the evil part of life. That's why live spelled backwards is evil. Because the evil part of life is it's the yin and the yang. It's both going. Because when a drive-by happens and a little kid gets shot and pass away, we know it's wrong. We'll go, that's wrong. Right? We'll be like, oh, that's wrong. That's fucked up. That's evil as shit. But when 10 killer whales chase down a whale, a blue whale, and snatch the baby and eat the baby, we go, oh, that's nature. Look how they went down there and they did that. Look how that lion just ran down there and just snatched that baby gazelle because it was the smallest thing. And we go, what the fuck? Like, so how come we don't see the pattern of life? This is the pattern of life. And hey, that's another thing right there. Everything is a sacrifice. Everything is always a sacrifice. That's what it is. And it's like, that's the scary part of life. That's the scary part of life. But that's what life is. Life is all those different things balled up in one. And it's not going to change. It's like, shit, what the fuck? Down to the smallest organism. If you go look right now and look under a 10K microscope, you're going to see organisms, small ones and big ones swimming around. And then you're going to see the big ones start eating the little ones. You're going to see some of the little ones gang up and eat the big ones, all the way down to the smallest organism. This is what's going on. Destruction. Feeding off of each other. And then that's what makes it worse with us, because the different things that we turn into energies. We start turning in money and all these other things into energy. So now when those become their own entity, now we fighting over those too. So it just make us even more destruction. The more shit we create, the more destruction we cause for ourselves. Like, period, point blank. And this is one of the things that you learn when you dive in deep. And that's why I said, a lot of times when you're looking at the smaller picture. You're looking at the picture that's this small. You're not looking at it in the universal way. We weren't taught to look at it in a universal way. We was taught to look at it in an American way, in a Jewish way, in a Christian way, in a black way, in a white way, in a Russian way, in a Chinese way. We were taught to look at it through the eyes of that. We weren't taught to look at, once we look at one thing, we see the whole universe existing in that one thing. That's the one thing we ain't learned how to do as a people. It's like, and once you start seeing the universe within everything, like, you'll have a better understanding. It won't have you fucking wigging out and tripping out all the time, because you'll see, as above, so below. Everything that's happening here is happening everywhere. It's not going to change, bro. This should be crazy. But extinction. No, I don't think and the reason I don't think extinction will happen, because the way we keeping life going. Like, it's almost like the way we keeping life going through having kids. Everything does what? It comes, it lives, it reprocreates, and it make children, and it raise the children, and then bam, the children take over. So through each timeline of life, we're existing through every timeline over and over again. Through every timeline, which there is no time, because we're just one entity. Like, I think that's the other thing people don't see and don't understand. It's almost like the giraffes. When you look at a giraffe or a zebra, they all look the same, because it's just actually just one zebra that keeps on, fragmenting itself through time over and over again. Like, that's what we do. This is how we passing through time, through a seed that we're planting in a woman, and then she's having a baby, and we're keeping ourselves going through time. So really, we're just one person, actually. We're just one person living through all of time. It's really just one zebra living through all of time. It's really just one ant. Like, each aspect of anything that's here is actually just one thing, just constantly copying itself. Like how we do the copy and paste. It's constantly copying itself over time. You feel me? Spitting itself out again, making itself better, making itself different. So each time that it comes back into life, it's looking at life new. Every time. Every time. Every time a zebra is born, it's the same genetics, but it's looking at life through new eyes. Even us. Same genetics when my baby is born, but it's looking at life through in a different way. So now every time it seems like life is new. Like life is constantly renewing itself. It can never get old. Think about that. It can never get old. Because each time you reborn or you rebirth yourself into reality, you looking at it in a new light. You're getting taught different things. But you already have everybody that lived before you. Every person that you was before you lives right inside of you, is a piece of you. Everybody, like to the first human being that lived, every person that's walking the earth hold a piece of that in their body right now. And we call it what? The Akashic Records. That's why I be like, we the walking Akashic Records, we don't even know. Because they're the way they even looking at DNA and trying to dive into DNA, it doesn't even make sense. They trying to look at it under a microscope and all these different things. Take 10 grams, you'll be all through your DNA. You'll see all your ancestors. It'll blow your mind. You'll see different lives you lived, and it'll come back like a memory of a dream. It'll come back like that. And you'll see yourself in the 1800s walking around. You feel me? Like I was on the beach. I had like a wife and kids. I was dressed like I was dressed like a fucking pirate or some shit, bro. And like I had two black horses that was running through the water with my kids playing at the beach. Man, I've seen like so many different past lives I lived. I don't like to get into it because some of them will throw you off. I ain't gonna lie. Some of them will throw you off. You go like, that's impossible. That's impossible. But I think that's why we don't remember, because we do it on purpose. So even when we come back, like even when we got to a point in life to where we was remembering, we got to a point to where we lost that memory because we didn't want to know, because we wanted to look at it through new eyes over and over again. So every time you come back, you just look at life new. You look at it new. It's like it's a reset. Like, you feel me? It's like almost taking all this shit in, and then you just think at the end, at death, you don't have to hold on. You don't have to take none of this shit with you. Like at death, you think you're gonna fucking need math? You think on your deathbed you're gonna be doing calculus and shit? Like do you think the infinite entity that you are, you're gonna be worried about color, about race, about any of these things? The infinite entity that you are is not going to be worried about none of that. Because it don't care. It's not going to trip. Because it did this thing a million times. A million times, to where it got so many different plans that it's doing, and it's living life in every which way. That's going to be the last thing it's going to be worried about. That shit ain't going to be trying to figure out no calculus and shit, doing timetables. It's going to be like, what the fuck? I am a timetables. Like, you fucking take mushrooms, you look at the sun rays, you see the hieroglyphs, you see equations, you see all type of numbers and shit through this shit, like just through the sun rays, they self coming from the sun. So it's like the stuff that we make into something. That's why I say you creating your own reality. And everything that you're making, you're saying it's true. You're saying it's right. You putting the stamp on it. You stamping that shit before it go out. So you accept it and you believe it. And then what do? We'll furthermore dive into something to show us why we write about what we write, even if we wrong. We'll furthermore dive into other stuff because we want to see people that say I'm right. I want to see people that talk like me so I know I'm right. That's why we create these other versions of ourselves. Bro, what am I doing? We're not even supposed to be talking about this. I'm supposed to be talking about something else. Russian scientists discovered life does continue after death. Even Jeffrey Epstein was studying life after death, running his experiments. They say, depending on how you live, determine where you go. Yeah, like at times, like I feel that, but when you diving in psychedelics, that's what you kind of do. You kind of go through all your belief systems, and then you go through every belief system of life to where you'll see things that are Gnostic, and you'll come back and you'll be talking about it, and somebody got it. They had to tell me, like, as I was diving, I would come back and I would just say what I seen, and I tell them how I felt, and they'll be like, oh, that's Gnosticism. Then you come back, you'll see Christianity. You'll see Buddhism. You'll see the Bodhisattva. You'll become, not just seeing them, you'll become all these things. You'll live them. You'll experience them. That's why you'll be able to come and you'll be able to talk about them fluently. Like you read them or something. It's like, I ain't read none of this shit, nigga. I don't read. The fuck? Like, I play everything on my phone. I don't read shit. You feel me? I always felt like that shit was bogus anyway. But I'm just saying, you'll be able to speak them fluently because you've seen them, or you'll be able to explain something. Like when I was ISIS, I didn't know what ISIS was. You feel me? It was a lot of things I didn't know that I explained, and people had me go look it up, and it was like, oh, that's the exact thing that I seen. Like, this shit was talking to me. This shit had me doing shit. Like, it was teaching me shit that you couldn't even learn here. And a lot of the entities, like, I even went through that thing to where you go through each god, and you go face to face with each god, and they just be staring at you. And they either be like, no or yeah. And like, all of them was like, no. And then I got to Anubis, and when I got to Anubis was like, it was crazy because it was like clouds came in. Like, I'm doing all this with eyes closed. Like, I lay in my bed with a blindfold on when I dive in, so when I'm tripping hard, I can see everything. I want it all. So I see the clouds coming in with the crescent moon, with the star and shit, and I see Anubis coming. He shook his head, yeah. And that's when I was able to understand the good and the bad, that it wasn't no such thing as good and bad. It was just, you were basically the creator of good and bad. It was like I said, like, when you see the birds and they have too many, they drop too many eggs and they can't feed them all. So, like, when the babies hatch, they'll kick one out. Or like, what I was saying about the lion going down and grabbing the baby, the gazelle, you feel me? And like, like different stuff like that. The ants go in a whole colony and take over a whole colony and kill everybody in the colony. And what they do, they take all the eggs and take them back to their colony and they raise them to be slaves. You start seeing and you go, damn, like, you think it's people, and it's like, who you think people is learning from? People is a part of the program of the earth. People is a part of the program of the earth. So that's what they're following. They're following the program of the earth. And if you actually go around and you watch people act, I guarantee you can go point out an animal in nature that they're acting exactly like. You can find different breeds, different you go find insects, and you're gonna say, dang, people be doing that shit right there. Exactly the same. Cause it's all intertwined, bro. It's all intertwined. Let's see. The dog, Anubis, the dog face god. The dog, I seen Anubis in so many different ways. Like, I seen Anubis as a robot, as a shit. Like, it was a couple of different ways. Cause that's who I seen mostly on a lot of my trips, was mainly Anubis. Cause after he shook his head, yeah, that time when I seen him and he shook his head, yeah, I was able to understand good and bad. Like, he showed me, he said some things had to be done in order to push things forward, in order for other things to happen. So like, when you hear the stories of the king got killed by his son so his son could take over and different shit like that, the story of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, you feel me? Like, if certain things didn't happen, you wouldn't have an Obi-Wan Kenobi. You feel me? You wouldn't have an Avengers if it wasn't for Loki or some of these other destructive people. Like you had to have a villain in order to have a hero. That, like, one couldn't exist without the other. Like, think Superman flying around this motherfucker, he ain't got nobody to fight, nobody to save. In order to have a hero, you have to have some type of destruction. This is how we create heroes. Heroes just don't come out of nowhere. A house had to be burning down, and the motherfucker had to run into the house and grab a person and bring them out. Now they're a hero. Like, bad shit had to happen for us to see who the heroes were. Like, this shit is dope though. It's a dope understanding, and I ain't gonna lie, I need to be talking about it more. Oh, thanks for donating, Calhoun. Is that how you say that? Cal? Thanks for donating, Cal. But let's see, maybe we are those gods. When we die, we become all knowing. No, that's what you start to find out. That's what you start to see. Like when you see, like when you hear them talk about the Anunnakis, and they talk about all the different gods. Like, what do you think they did in Egypt when they were kings? When they died, that's when they reached God level. Like that, like we see the stories, we hear them say it, but we don't never believe it. We don't ever accept it the way we're supposed to accept it. But I like even the Anunnaki, a lot of the gods was us. They was just us coming from different aspects or different places on the planet, coming to places where they didn't have the things that we had. Like you have to look up cargo coats, right? Watch, hold on, let me see something. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show you so you'll understand what I'm saying. You'll understand it real clearly when I show you this. If you ain't looked up cargo coats, you'll understand it. Cargo coats. Oh, I'm spelling it all, spelling this shit all wrong, bro. Okay, okay, okay. This is a cargo coat. This is what was happening. This is a lot of things that was happening that was like really not explained to another thing that wasn't explained to us. Uh, so so okay, we went over to this country right here, right? We went over to this country. These people, right? They didn't have. We landed in a plane. Look, we landed in a plane. Landed in a plane. Sat down with them. Taught them all kind of stuff. Gave them all kind of information. Did things. Then we took off in the plane. When we came back, look what they had. Look, they built planes. They built planes out of wood. Cause they looked at us like gods. That's how they looked at us. So look at the things they did. That they built out of wood because they thought we were gods. To them, we were gods with our technology. Because they didn't have none of the stuff that we had. So they built all these different things hoping we come back. And when we came back, they was dressed like us, like the military. They was dressed like our military. They was acting like us. They was doing all the things that we did because they thought we were gods, but we weren't. And this would happen in a lot of different cases that the ones with technology actually went and seen the ones who were just bush people living in the bush, and they showing them guns, they showing them different bow and arrow, they showing them different shit, and they like, oh shit, like we ain't never seen that. They dressed up, and then bam, you feel me? When they come back, now the people act like them, and it's like this was the myth and reality of cargo coats in the 20th century. Fell over themselves like it's crazy, bro. Look at this shit. Like, look, we had these motherfuckers. This is what they did, though. This is what these motherfuckers did. They built a plane that can't fly. That shit is not going off the ground nowhere. Nowhere. They started dressing like us. They did all the things. This is an older picture though. But they started doing all the things like us. Like us. And so over time, like they never told us these things. They never told us, okay, yeah, it was other people from other lands that came in, like Christopher Columbus came here with what he and did what he did. But they didn't go. They were just explorers. They was just exploring other territory. And then when they go in, once the people put them in the position of God, they took that position. And they acted like gods to them. Now y'all serving us. It's like y'all look at us like gods. You think we ain't gonna be gods to you? Okay, shit. We got shit y'all ain't got. We got stuff y'all ain't got. And it's the same thing. This is why the Africans look at us like they look at us. You feel me? Because this is why they look at us like they look at us. They like going, God damn. You feel me? Like, we ain't over there like that. Like this and shit. Like, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. But Yeah, it's something. That's something. This is a good one to look into. Like this in Tartaria, like the Tartaria, however you say it. That's where you start to see how we built mass structures over other structures. We built cities on top of cities because the one thing you start learning, okay, like with the planet, right? Like where do you think the planet gets its dirt from? We're like the planet is full of dirt, right? And it's always dirt. Where is that dirt coming from? Like, have you ever thought about that? Some people probably don't think about. Where is the planet getting its dirt from? Oh, cuz everything that comes and lives and it dies. Where does it go? It go back to the planet. So if 99% 9 of everything is extinct, that's what the planet is. The planet is built on death. The dirt we walk on is death. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. So it's just death, just life and death going over and over. The recycling of itself, over and over and over again, and everything. Look, plants, animals, insects, everything. They breed kids. They breed other plants. Trees make other trees, and when they die, they go back into the planet. And the planet, I think that's how the planet get bigger. I ain't never looked that up, but that's one of my ideas I was thinking about. Just had to put it out there. They scan land Mexico and South America and find ruins under. Yeah, that's I think it's called the Great Tartarian. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is, bro. If I ain't mistaken. It's the Tartarian shit. It like, let me see. Tartarian cities under cities. Nah, that's something else. I'm gonna have to ask my boy because he was the one showing me that. And it was like cities under cities, like cities built on top of cities, like our city was on top of a city, like that's what it was like. But my bad, y'all. I gotta go. My girl keep texting me. She like, you're loud. Dang, it's 1:37. You're loud. I know. I've been drinking. Tartaria. That's what it was, huh? Let me see. Is it Tartaria like that, or how do you spell that shit? How do you spell it? How do you spell it? Tartaria, cities under cities. I'll find it and show it next time. Shit. But it's like cities under cities on top of cities. That shit is fucking crazy because some of them was like so huge that it's not taught. It's experienced. Yeah, yeah. It is an experience. But let me tell you this. On mushrooms, you can die 1,000 times. My boy died when we just went. And it was like one of the greatest deaths I ever heard of. But I didn't died on mushrooms about 150 times, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. You can die a gang of times. You can die every week on mushrooms if you take them. Every week. Literal ego death. Ego death. Death to where you're just no longer. You're just in the nothingness. You stuck in the nothingness space. Like, that's the weird thing about death. That's the weird thing about death. Like, I think that's why a lot of people like DMT. Because you die on DMT faster than on mushrooms. Mushrooms, like, it'll just keep killing you over and over and over and over. Like, it was one time I knew I was dead, bro. I said, I just gave in. I just said, dang. I said, okay. I'm still hilarious when I'm tripping because I just told myself, I said, well, when I'm dead now, I was like, shit, if I shit on myself, at least I ain't gonna have to clean it up. It's like I kept having heart attacks. I seen myself die so many times on mushrooms. That shit was crazy as shit. Because you just know you dead. You can't do nothing. Okay, I love weed. I know I'm gonna smoke tomorrow because I can smoke now. So I can smoke now. I was like one of them ones I didn't think I was ever gonna stop smoking. He said Troy, Turkey, and 9 cities on top of each other. Yeah, because that's how we do it. That's how we do it, which is dope. Which is dope in itself. Which is dope. But I'm about to have to go, y'all, because my girl keep texting me. But no, I thank y'all, bro. It like next time we're gonna have to do like a video to where we just talk about this instead of me having, because that video was supposed to be about something else, and then we start going all off into this. This is the cold thing about it. I've been traveling for dang. The last 5 years, put it like this, I was doing DMT like every day. I did DMT every day for probably like 6 months straight. And then like mushrooms, I was just doing every day for hella long. Because people was like, you can't take it back to back. I said, man, I don't follow rules of humans. So I don't even do that. I don't. It's like I came up with my own rules. I said I'm gonna take them when I feel like it. And every time I took them, they worked for me. So I never could understand people saying, well, you can't take them every other day. You can't take them every day. Yes, you can. I did it. I did it for like 5, 6 years straight. Here, like you say, here it is 7 years later. You feel me? Like if you go, like you'll see I got hella videos on here from every kind of psychedelic. The best one was the 4-ACO DMT because it was like a DMT trip for like 8 hours, 10 hours. Them was the best ones. And like, I give my whole account. I just tell everything I see. And I kind of like used to do it like when I was coming down, but I was still in the trip so I could, because I'm still seeing it. So it's like always better. Like when I seen the Baphomet, I seen so much shit. And it just gave me a whole different perspective on life, on even the things that we're afraid of, which is dope. But yeah. Hey, yeah, the Kraken. That shit. Hey, when I first seen that shit was scary as shit, bro. That shit was so damn scary. It was so scary. It was scarier than when I seen the body parts of Twisted Flesh. Everything was made out. I was scared to close my eyes. I was walking around the house like this. My girl like, what's wrong with you? I was like, every time I blink, I just see flesh everywhere and body parts. It was like a whole city. It reminded me of that city of, well, it was way before that though. This is way before the Rick and Morty one with dude like Freddy Krueger. You can run, but you can't hide, bitch. And remember, everything was made out of twisted flesh. I was in a place like that. That shit was scary as shit. I was walking around. I was trying to keep my eyes open. My girl like, what's wrong? I'm like, every time I blink, I'm in this place to where it's like twisted flesh. That's just scary as shit. I just one time I just said, fuck it. I balled up my fist and I closed my eyes. I said, I'm gonna just take it. I'm gonna take it. And I tried to take it. That shit was like, next thing you know, I was there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sitting. You gotta remember, I'm sitting in my room in my chair, and like I was just there in the flesh, in the twisted flesh. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Then I'm like, wait, hold on. Wait, I can see myself sitting in the chair. I can see myself here. And then I got a third person, me, that's up here, that can see myself up in both places. And I'm going, like, asking myself, like, bro, wait, this don't make sense. So if I'm not there, if I'm not him, and I'm not him, and I'm not him, I'm like, then who am I? And then I'll split into 4. And then it was like, now I'm looking at myself from 4 different aspects. And I'm going, wait, hold on. I'm not him, and I'm not him, and I'm not, and I kept doing it, bro. That shit went on and on and on to where it seemed like I asked every question ever in life, and it got answered. And it was like it was weird because it got to the point to where I was asking the question so fast. This is exactly what it sounded like. It sounded like this. That's how fast it was going. It was almost like when back in the school, the white tapes, back in the days, and when the white tape, when they get all fucked up and they start making that noise, like, it was like that. I was asking every question hella fast, but I knew what I was saying, and it was giving me every answer. And like as it was doing it, it was like time was going backwards and shit. That shit was hella crazy. Hella crazy. Exploded me in the darkness. I said, what the fuck? I said, mushrooms is trippy as shit, bro. Mushrooms are some of the best shit they can put on this planet. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. A lot of people won't be ready for it. But if you think I'm playing, go back like... Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see something. Like, if I just be quiet, she might be cool. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all an example. What you gotta give me? Let me pull it away from here. Let me find it first. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you. Let's see. Let me go here. Let me go. Oh shit. Let's see. I think I'll go with a 4 ACO. The 4 ACO DMT. Oh, okay. Here go one, and it shouldn't be that long either. Okay. This one I was doing this shit like every day. Like I was diving in every day. You know, like 4 ACO is like taking like, it's like taking like 4 or 5. I'm talking 4 or 5. It's like taking like 20, 30, 40 grams of mushrooms. That's what 4 ACO DMT is like. So it hits like DMT. It hits like DMT. Yeah, because you'll see your whole life play in front of your eyes. And then you'll have deja vu when you get to those time points. Like this wait, hold on. This way. What's DMT? Smoking? Yeah, the DMT is what Joe Rogan and Mike Tyson be talking about. The dimethyltryptamine. Oh, you can't hear it.
Dreams. Like when the dreams come, that's why I think we go so, that's why I think I go so, I just go with the dream because it's normal. It's like a dream. Man, I don't know, bruh.
Trying to
I
get
don't
to
know.
the
This
part.
fucking reality is something else, man. This was Hey, oh yeah, oh okay. I mean, yeah.
Cause I remember this
Yeah,
place
that'd
clearly.
be dope, Larry.
That shit was like made like
You
a
do that,
square, and there was
I
like different
got
levels
you,
on
bro.
that shit. And
But
like
yeah,
it was
this was
like the
this
place
was a
where Anubis
fascinating
dwell
trip,
at.
must I say the
That shit
least.
was
I'm out
trippy
here.
as
Look,
shit.
I ain't got no
Only pillars holding it up. All space, all black, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
I had to come drop a line. But every time you wake up or try to wake up, you wake up somewhere else. That is just another life. It's not no, okay, you wake up to it's just another existence
You
that
can't
you
hear the
create.
video? That's
And
fucked
like
up.
you go in and out of
Well, I'm
each
gonna have to
one,
do it
like
next time.
boom.
It's not gonna work then. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'll do it next time. I'll do it next time, but I'll check in. I'll check in. Matter of fact, I'll check in tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll come back and like I'll go find like all my best experiences and I'll do a video on that. Cause it has been a long time since I did a video on my psychedelic experiences. It's been a long time. But I dream every night still, so it don't matter. It don't matter. My bad. I apologize. You know, I ain't even playing it no more. Oh, it's over. It's over. No, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, cause you know, or my girl, she gonna just keep texting me before she come in here and open the door and give me the. You feel me? And I ain't sleeping on the couch. I'm just saying, but No, tomorrow I'll come back later today. Like once I get up and do everything I do, I'll come back later today, and then we can watch some of them. I'll go find the best ones, and then we'll watch them, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Cause the shit is crazy. Like go look up Kalindi, like Kalindi Yee. Like Kalindi, he was here before he came to my channel and chilled it out. Kalindi Yee. Man, look. We keep getting that text. Okay, I'm about to come right now. Kalindi Yee. Fuck, man. I don't want to text. Y'all probably ain't never seen like this the Kalindi. Kalindi, he one of the greats, right? One of the greats. When our FBA brothers that was diving in, but he came to my channel before and he came and spoke. He came here like when I was diving in a lot, and like he came and just chilled with us and just we had like big conversations with him. But if you go watch some of his videos, blow your mind. He blow your mind. He start make you understanding, like the Doctor Strange shit, the Star Wars shit. Like all that shit is us, bro. All that shit is us. We can't see it. We don't understand it, but I'm telling you, he had your mind right. He had your mind right. But he was that guy. Yeah, Kalindi was that guy. He was cool as shit. Him and Chris Cantelmo. Chris Cantelmo was the DMT guy on Reddit. And like, before he passed, he was here. He came here a couple of times. We had fun with him too. But Kalindi though, you go listen to some of his talks, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. And that's how you spell his name right there. Kalindi E. And he like even break it down how the psychedelics, how they went into martial arts with it and some more shit, bro. He break that shit down hella much. So that's just some info. But I gotta go, bro. I thank y'all. Feel we make sure y'all hit that like button on y'all way out. And damn, this shit get more interesting and more interesting every day. But you see how good life is at grabbing your attention. It can make your attention be on some fuckery, or it can make your attention be on some shit that'll just make your day beautiful every day. I'm just saying. It is what it is. But thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace out. Yeah, Chris Cantelmo, that was my boy. Damn, Chris. Every time I think about it, god damn. But be careful. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all.